PSP Network. It's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
In the highest tier of North Dakota high school girls basketball, there's been two teams for the last several years that have dominated at the top of the list inside of the West region. Century Patriots and Minot High Jets. 12 of the last 13 have belonged to Century. Tonight to their first matchup in 2024. It's Minot High that's ranked number 1, perfect at 11-0 inside of the conference, 13-0 overall, taking on the 14-1 number 2 ranked Patriots that's at 10-1 inside of the WDA. Welcome into our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline with locations in Minot and Bismarck. They've got you covered top to bottom in a 15-minute drive-through oil change. You can't beat it at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. They bring you the pregame show for this doubleheader showdown between Century and Minot High on a Monday night. It's a makeup game from earlier this year where Mother Nature won the first tilt of the year. I'm Nick Hulberg, tonight joined by Mr. Chuck Clairmont on the call on the PSP Network. And Chuck, this is one that we've had circled since the start of the year, and frankly since the WDA title game last year that Century had the upper hand in. What is so intriguing about this matchup in your mind here tonight?
Well, they've just been dominant in Class AA this year basketball for the last 3 or 4 years, and these two teams. And when you're looking at top-level basketball, obviously, from our perspective and from a fan's perspective, you want the best playing the best. And when these two teams go at it, it usually is the best and the best. And I think that's just been the beauty. And there's been turnover for both teams. And, Century's kind of been that dominant fixture for a long time back in the years. 7 state championships, last one in 2021. And Minot, they're no longer the up-and-comer. They are here, obviously, winning that state title in 22 over Century. and now they are the team to beat, right? They have beat Century. They have climbed that mountain, and now when you have the athletes that these two teams had going at it, clearly from our perspective and from fans' perspective, you circle that game and you want to see the best playing each other.
We're going to dive further into this matchup coming up in our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show, but you have to talk about two of the state's top producers inside of girls high school basketball, a pair of sophomores from Minot High School in Fricke and Bell. Man, these young ladies really have dominated on the season. On the other side, it just seems like Century's maybe more of by committee. However, they've got some studs of their own. Eden Fridley in the top 5 of the West region as well. Nevertheless, we get to see some of the best players in the state on the floor tonight.
Well, you talk about those sophomores, Lily Bell and Maggie Frickley, and it seems to me like they've been playing forever, and they have. 3 years is usually a career for most people, and in their case, well, they got 3 more left. Right, or they have 2 more left after this year, so they have absolutely been dominant. I mean, they're number 1 in rebounds and points and assists between the 3 of them, or the 2 of them. So those 2 are just special teammates. And you got a post player and you've got a guard, and so watching those 2 play and see how they have just grown in the last 3 years is pretty special to see. Then you look at Century, and to me, I think it's intriguing when you lose 2 people in Logan Nisley and Bergen Kinnebrew that were they were the top 10 athletes and the top in Logan Nisley in basketball in the last several years. You lose those 2, what are you going to turn to? And I think it's a testament to Century and their program and their coaches and their programs, lower level programs, that you're going to bring people out. And the Fridleys has stepped up now as from a defensive stopper to now a scorer. Zoe Austin has emerged. I hope that she's going to be healthy tonight. She's been sick. We'll see how she plays tonight, but she is absolutely a special player. And then they had a couple others that absolutely are playing well. And Abby Foslin, just a sophomore, and Buckles was stating her claim. And, Olivia Klimpel, the freshman who was our Sport Clips MVP of the game. They're deep, and so I think that's what stands Century out, is they have a number of people that kind of mix and match, as opposed to maybe a couple dominant performers in Minot's side.
According to the state of North Dakota in the media poll, we see that now as this media poll brought to you by our friends at Ackerman Esvold. In girls basketball, Minot receiving 14 of the 17 first place votes last week. Century received the other 3. Red River climbing back up to the number 3 spot. The defending state champions that took out Minot in the quarterfinals last year. Red River's good. So is Davies and Legacy, the real deal there. The only team to beat Century on the season. Horace and Mandan also receiving votes. Minot High's been in that number 1 spot all year long. According to the media, there's people out there that think Century's the team to beat. What would you put the over-under at in this ball game here tonight?
I mean, if I'm going to handicap it, I would put Minot as probably a 2-bucket favorite, 4 to 6 points. That's how I would look at it, because it just feels to me that they've got, when you have that dominant inside post presence like Lily Bell is, and you have closers, right? You have 2 closers in in Maggie Fricke and Lily Bell. That's what winning teams have. They have closers. They have the Derek Dessettes of the world. They have people like that. And at this point, Century, they have a lot of good players, but who is their true closer? And when you have people that stand out like that want the basketball in their hands, like you've seen Maggie hit big shot after big shot, and you've seen Lily hit big shot after big shot. When you kind of have those dominant performers and those people who aren't afraid of the big moments, that to me, that gives you a little bit of an advantage. And that's why I'd handicap them at 4 to 6 points.
Should be a good one. Nevertheless,
can't wait.
Doubleheader tonight on the PSP Network for the best teams in AA basketball. Showcased on the PSP Network. Oh, by the way, it's a busy night across the board on the PSP Network, as we've got the best basketball team, according to the media, in Class B hoops on the floor tonight. Bowman County is at Glenall and Hebron. Scott Woodmansee, Todd Domrey's have the call of that one coming up at 7 o'clock tonight on the PSP Network. Hope you tune into that one as well, because that could be a dandy also. Oh, by the way, we're just about close to tournament time, and we couldn't be more thrilled to bring you tournament coverage on the PSP Network. We've got a lot of it coming up, Chuck, on the PSP Network. 7 tournaments in total that we'll have video for. We'll also have digital radio coverage of the AA basketball tournament and the B, the boys B that is, along with the state high school hockey tournament. Are you rested? Are you ready? This is kind of a good little sampler tonight before tournament time.
Hey, I just came off a week's vacation. Thank you for giving me the time off. I appreciate it. So I'm ready to go. The voice is, relaxed. I don't have any, I do have my, Ricolas in front ready just in case. But I feel good, and I think our team is super excited that the part for us is we get to do it with guys we really like being around. That's the beauty, is when you can do something you love and you can do it with people that you really care about. That's where we're at, Nick, and I think we're going to put on a great show for everybody.
It's going to be a really, really great tournament time. It's almost a little flavor, like I mentioned here tonight, with number 1 and number 2 in girls hoops. We'll come back with more of the Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. We'll look at the standings, the head-to-head comparison. We've got keys to the game. Then we'll meet your starting lineups tonight. Century at Minot High in girls high school basketball. Live from Century's Gymnasium here in Bismarck.
Property owners in Bismarck and Minot seek transformation. ServPro's construction program brings both vision and precision. From that very first hammer strike to the final touch of paint, our dedication remains unwavering. It's not just about remodeling, it's about legacy. In Minot and Bismarck, ServPro is your partner in transformation. We don't just build back, we elevate every space.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up! Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
The rematch of the WDA Championship for the last 2 years. Last time Minot High beat Century. Manjai. Patriots. The Jets Patriots here tonight. Looking forward to a big one. It's Century's Gymnasium. Welcome back into our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Locations in Minot and Bismarck. Timely service that won't slow you down. There's no appointment needed. Stay in your car for the drive-through oil change. We know you're busy. When you visit our service center, we don't waste our time or yours. Our technicians can typically perform a full oil change service in about 15 minutes. Really is fascinating. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, they bring you the pregame here tonight. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call. We get set and ready for this showdown here tonight. We see some of the key players inside of the West region and some of the tops inside of the WDA. You see Eden Fridley on your screen right there. She's climbed up into that mix for some of the top scorers inside the conference. WDA leaders brought to you by the Hoopster. Lily Bell, Maggie Frinke from Minot High sit number 1 and number 2. Fridley sits number 5 with Felkley and Brewer from Bismarck High and from Legacy in between. It's been fun tracking those leaders inside of the conference here, Chuck. It's kind of been a roller coaster ride outside of those top two. Maggie and Lily have been there pretty much the entire season long, but Felkley, Brewer, Fridley, Austin, and some others have really kind of shuffled around, including Johnson from Mandad for a big portion of this season.
Yeah, and throw in Messer from St. Mary's. The girls from St. Mary's have been playing really well, and she's one of them that's been absolutely leading the way for them. So, and Benning for St. Mary's, we'll actually get a chance to see them tomorrow. We have Bismarck High and St. Mary's. First time we've had St. Mary's on for a while. But yeah, absolutely. You got the two best scorers in the league. And then you, like you mentioned, Fridley is right there at 5. Zoe Austin 7, not on our top 5. But people who can put the ball in the hole, and you know, you're not just looking at scores. That's the beauty of looking at this list is, yes, they're leading in scoring, but when you start looking at the leaders and all the other pieces, you're going to add a lot more into that, whether it's rebounding, leader in rebounds with Bell, assists with Fricke, and then you throw in the steals with Eden Fridley, and just all these girls just smattering all over the top of the leaders in the West region from both these two teams.
One of the things that really hopped off the paper for me today, Eden Fridley leading the conference right now in three-pointers made. She's got 44 threes on the season. That's really some heavy work from outside the arc for the Bismarck Century standout. Taking a look at the standings inside of the West region, how they shape up. Why is this important? Well, it's getting close to tournament time, and of course you want to be at the top of the list when it gets to be tournament time. Minot at 1, Century at number 2. Combined record of 21-1 between the two teams inside the conference. 7 straight wins for Century in conference play, 11 straight for Minot High. Legacy not far behind at 8-3, and Bismarck High's not too shabby at 8-4. Mandad's the sleeper in my mind, sitting right now at 6-5, and like you mentioned, St. Mary's is really finding their click right now at 4-7. After that, Dickinson at 2-9, Jamestown 1-10, Williston at 0-11, but I think those numbers can really be thrown out the window when you get towards tournament time, just for the fact that there is a tier here, of course, but anybody seems to be able to beat anybody for the most part, certainly inside of the top 5.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's where I was looking at the top 5, because Mandan is a team that has battled Minot, Century, Legacy, Bismarck. I mean, they have really been a team that could have easily beat every one of those teams at some point during the season. And there used to be a pretty big line of demarcation between those 5 and below them, but St. Mary's is playing better, as we mentioned, that they're just a couple games out of that 5th slot. You want to be in the top 5 because it's 6 through 10. They're in that play-in game, and nobody wants to play any extra games. You don't know what can happen, whether it's somebody gets hurt when you're playing an extra game. There's so many additional things, so you want to secure your position and not have to worry about playing in that play-in.
There's a look at the standings presented tonight by our friends at Shields. They've got every sporting good underneath the sun. Shields, Bonnet Bismarck, bringing you the standings heading into this showdown. Well, what do you say we dive further into the head-to-head matchup here tonight between these two ball teams? Minot 13-2 overall on the year, number 1 in the West. Number 1 ranked team of the state. Century at 14-1, number 2 in the West, number 2 inside of the state. On this numbers graphic on the bottom, for the points per game, rebounds per game, and the field goal percentage, Minot's winning in those categories coming in here tonight, but it certainly doesn't tell the whole story of what these teams have to offer.
Well, when I look at points per game or rebounds, I look at differential, right? Some teams could be scoring 80 but giving up 85, and these two teams, it's not the case. As Century's plus 23 in points, and Minot is plus 24. So the top two teams in the West region, that's a big deal there. Rebound margin, same thing. Both these two teams are 1 and 2 in rebound differential. Minot or Century number 1 at plus 9. Minot number 2 at plus 6. But the difference to me, that field goal percentage, the scary thing about looking at that is Minot's number 1 in field goal percentage at 46%. Century's number 3 at 38. There's a huge difference between that. It just tells you Minot is shooting the absolute lights out of the basketball, Nick. I mean, and it's from all levels. I'm looking at the leaders when you look at field goal percentage, or excuse me, a three-point percentage, and Minot's got the top 2 in the league with Knutson and Bennett. Even field goal percentage, they got 3 or 4 people in the top 10. So Minot is shooting the ball so well, and to me that just tells a big story with them, that they shoot the ball well, they rebound the ball well, and they defend. So these two teams, there's a reason they're 1 and 2 in the state, and those numbers are definitely one of the reasons behind it.
More of our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show to come. Chuck and I are going to dive into our keys to the game when we come back to see if maybe Minot High can get hot shooting tonight, because when they do, they are tough to beat. However, one of the top defensive teams inside the state tries to hold them down here tonight inside of Century's gym. Should be a barn burner tonight in Bismarck.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Two state titles all time for Minot High School. Got to go with the time machine to find them as well. 1978 and 2022. Century couldn't be any further from that. They've been the power inside of girls high school hoops. Their last title came back in 2021. They've got 7 of them, and man, they were just a buzzsaw and continue to be, but there's a new big sister on the block, if you will, Minot High, and tonight they square up in the showdown. Dick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call. Valvoline brings you the Instant Oil Change pregame show. Quickly, let's hop into our keys to the game here tonight. Chuck, keys to the game brought to you by our friends at Northern Plains Heating and Air. Northern Plains Heating and Air, no other choice to seal your heating and air game. The Northern Plains Heating and Air. First for Century. They've got to bury the basketball here tonight, but they also need to find the right matchups to get those buckets inside, and more critically probably is to defend on the other side.
Yeah, I look at Century, and that's kind of been their bread and butter, is they can defend. They've got people on the perimeter, they got people inside on Erica Lee, that they really defend the basketball, as given that they're only giving up 39.8 points a game. So they're going to get in your face, and they're going to defend inside and outside. And that's to me, Century. They're really good at that part. And when Minot's shooting is just over the top. And so that's the key to me, is who's going to shoot the ball better with these two teams. If Minot gets out and they shoot like they have all season, good luck, Patriots, because you're going to have a long night.
Minot High, not only pressure on the offensive side of handling that pressure and scoring inside this rowdy gymnasium, but also putting the pressure on Century will be a key tonight. Yeah,
I would agree with you. Century, 23 turnovers a game they force, and that has been a major thing. Number 1 in terms of plus turnover margin at 11. They have got to. Century's got to put the pressure on them. But you're right. Minot's got to control that pressure. And how are their guards, Maggie Fricky, she being the leader of that group, how was her and Bennett and Lamore, and how are they going to handle that pressure, the Patriots? Big key for me.
Keys to the game brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Well, as always, we'll salute our great country, the United States of America. We'll turn it down to the PA announcer inside the Century High School gym for the salute of the Star Spangled Banner here tonight in Bismarck.
From the facility. Good sportsmanship is vital at all levels of athletics. We ask you exhibit good sportsmanship at all times. Now, please rise, remove your cap or hat, place your right hand over your heart as we salute our great nation with the singing of our national anthem. Singing the anthem tonight is Kylie Becker and Allie Kaufman from Century High School.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's
God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. Excellent rendition of our nation's national anthem here today.
Kylie Becker, Ashley Kaufman, Century Patriot. Students, pretty amazing, pretty special. It's one thing I could never do is sing, Nick. So anytime I hear people singing, especially a cappella, that's pretty amazing.
It was funny. I was telling Owen Patterson, who made the trip down to Bismarck with me tonight, I asked him if he was in the choir back in his days. He said, no, absolutely not. I said, I was.
I bet I can. You were a bass, I would bet.
Well, I was in there my junior year, but for whatever reason, I put it on my schedule my senior year, but they never put it on my itinerary for the classes. I think that was just the subtle way of saying, maybe you're not coming back. That's all right. However, well, two teams looking to sing here tonight without a doubt and sing their way to a victory. Let's look at the starting lineups presented by the UPS store. UPS store located on South Broadway in Minot. Maggie Fricky, Presley Bennett, Carew Lamore, Lily Bell, Everett DeShaw, Jason Schwartz, the head coach of Minot High School. Minot's got a pretty stacked lineup with some pretty key shooters here for the Magents and two prolific scorers up front with Bell and Fricky.
Yeah, it's going to take all a Century they've got, especially considering they're short-handed. We didn't mention that, Nick, is Ashlyn Buchholz. As you do the starters on the Century side, you already did that. Ultimately, is Ashlyn Buchholz. She hurt her knee against Mandan, and about 6 minutes into that game, is missed the last two games. There you go. Sorry, so Olivia Klimpel will be starting in her place.
Fridley, Austin, Fosland, Erica Lee, and Klimpel will get the start here tonight. Nate Wellstead, the head coach of the Century Patriots, in his third year as the head man of Century. The matchup I'm excited to see here tonight, Lee against Bell, should be a good one inside in this showdown, I would have to think.
Yeah, Erica Lee's one of those unsung heroes for the Patriots. She is going to get offensive rebounds. She's going to guard. She's going to do so many things.
Minot High in maroon, Century in white. Century wins the opening tip tonight. We are officially underway from Century. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call here tonight on the PSP Network. We're thrilled to bring this one to you. High-profile matchup inside of high school hoops here in North Dakota.
Turnovers like that after a missed wide-open layup by Fridley. What a great tap by Erica Lee on that, Nick. And, man, you got to finish.
Big thanks again to Valvoline Instant Oil Change, bringing you tonight's pregame show. Valvoline locations in Minot and Bismarck. Their drive-through oil change. 15 minutes or less. It's quick, it's convenient. They do a fantastic job. Carew Lamore inside, made some room, but missed the shot from in deep. Patriots, Fridley, downtown, way deep.
Well, that was deep. That was just inside the 28-foot line, Nick. She's got range. I've never seen her shoot that deep. Great trail three for Fridley.
3-0 Century on top on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Ball's going to go on a bounce. Last touched here by Century. Minot High will get the ball back. 17:03 to play in the first. Sorry, Chuck.
No, it's you're seeing the matchups too, where Eden Fridley is going to be all over Maggie Fricky. That's a big matchup as well, Nick.
DeShaw surveying from up top, goes inside to Lily Bell, double teamed in deep, puts it up. That one's going to be off the mark, and it's pulled down here by Fridley and the Patriots. They'll bring it back to the other side of the floor. Century, a different team without Buchholz. Of course, Buchholz averaging 8.6 per game, 10 three-pointers on the year. How much does that change them?
Well,
I know you
defensively is the big thing. She is such a beast defensively. Somebody's going to have to step up in her place. They're not going to fill her role, but they're going to have to do everything they can to bring that defensive intensity that she does.
Everett DeShaw with the basketball here for Minot High. Fricky pulls up, three-lad, that one deep. Too strong, gets pulled down, and we go back the other direction now as the Pats run the floor here with Zoe Austin. Offensive is the charge, and Austin's going to get whistled on her first.
Well, I can tell you one thing that Zoe Austin does so well, Nick, is she penetrates, she gets after it. But Maggie Fricky, the games I've seen, she's so good at anticipating where you're going to be, and a tremendous job defensively there, stepping in front of Austin as she had her head down going to the basket.
Here's Maggie Fricky in the bright green Nikes here tonight, surveying. Lamore got it to Bennett. Back to Fricky. Inside, they tried to go to Lily Bell, but it's taken away here. And Century trying to bring it across the timeline. They will now as Minot pulls off the press. Nice crowd filling in. Not as busy as we thought it might be.
Usually, not that there's the lunch crowd, but I'm sure by the boys' game it'll be standing room only.
Klimpel with the swish. Klimpel drains it from deep. 11th three-pointer of the season for Klimpel. And Century's got themselves a 6-0 lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Can be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Well, there you see the Minot High bench boss, Jason Schwartz, State Coach of the Year in his 4th year. He's no stranger to big games and tournament time. Probably not super thrilled, trailing 6-0 right now. What do you think his analysis is early in this one?
So he called that quick timeout, right? Saying, hey, before this gets crazy, we got to get out in the face of those shooters.
Lily Bell from deep. Nailed it.
Lily Bell just square up, and I think that's one thing that Erica Lee's going to have to understand is the range with Lily Bell is deep.
Lily, a next-level player. Trying to track down our teammate Maggie Fricke for the all-time leading score mark at Minot High School. About 100 behind Maggie, who set the all-time record just a month ago or within the last month. Nice pass inside, 2 more points in the bucket. Counts there for Abby Foslin.
Yeah, Foslin got around her defender trying to box her out.
Uh-oh, Lily's heating up from downtown. Swish.
You know, she doesn't need much room either, Nick. And when she gets going, there is probably no better shooter to me in the West region that I've seen in terms of how quickly she can get the range. And that release is so high at 6'2".
23 times on the year, Chuck. Lily Bell's put it in for 3. That inside game for Lily is something special as well. How about the transition game on that play, though?
Well, she was high out front. She just took off, showed her athletic ability and her speed, and a great pass from Fricke on the rebound.
Down to the baseline, double teamed in deep was Klimpel, sent back. Fridley says you can do it, so can I. Bang, bang, 3-pointer for Fridley.
Well, Fridley has just really extended her range this year. Last year, she wasn't relied on to score, and you can see she has the feeling this year, and obviously the opportunity from the coach saying, you're open, you pull the trigger.
The shot up top, thought about it. This young lady's going to drive it. She can shoot it from outside, so can Bennett. Bennett launches for 3, swish.
Wow, we have a 3-party right here. 3 threes for each team. And speaking of people who can drop the 3, Presley Bennett, 9 earlier in one game this season. Nick, a record for the Minot High Magicians, or Magets, excuse me.
Sits number 3 inside the West region, or number 2, excuse me, in 3-point percentage. Shots off the mark, rebound. Look what I found, up and in. And Zoe Austin adds 2 more to her resume.
Just a smart play there, too. She comes down with it. Lily Bell is there for the potential block. Instead, she just shoots it in one motion.
Minot trails by 2 at 13-11 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. It's been a 3-point party tonight at Century with number 1 Minot, number 2 Century inside Lamore, just off the mark. We go back the other way now here for Fridley. Austin pulls up. Jeez. Oh my goodness, Chuck.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel for these two teams. Zoe Austin just 2 3-pointers in the season, but that looks smooth.
Inside for Fricke, scrumming, puts it up. It's going to be off the mark, and Fricke fouled on the play.
Patriots not happy with that one, thought she got paled out a little bit, and Coach Nate Wellstead is talking to the official there too, saying, hey, come on, she's underneath the basket, just kind of threw it up, and the official's looking at it saying, hey, she got pushed, I got it, take a seat. Maggie's not going to miss these either.
Serpro free throw line for the 77% free throw shooter, Maggie Fricke. Number 4 in the West region as far as free throw shooters are concerned.
You know, that's a big thing to me too, Nick, is when you've got your 2 leaders that have the basketball as much as Bell and Fricke do, and they're in the top 5 in free throw shooting, that is a huge statistic to take a look out as we get closer to the end of the game, is free throw shooting when you got your 2 leaders that can shoot like they do.
3-point lead for the Pats, 16-13 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Austin from the elbow. Kicks it back up top. Now on the baseline, Fridley, little jumper, off the mark, scrum for the ball on the floor. Knutson in there along with Austin. It's a jump basketball. Arrow belongs to Minot High School.
And one thing you're seeing too is Century is so good at offensive rebounds. They've Minot, another key, there's so many keys, is making sure they stay in front of the Patriots because they are going to dive to the basket. They're going to try to get extra shots.
On the runner, Lily Bell fouled on the play. Lily not bad from the line either, Chuck. 75% for the 6'3 sophomore.
Great set play there. They get the basketball to her at the free throw line. She has an opportunity to either shuffle it to Fricky coming off to her left or just turn and burn down the lane, and that's exactly what she did. Got Erica Lee kind of sleeping on that one.
9 in the ball game for Lily Bell. Minot High back within 2 with 11:51 left here in this opening half. Lily from the free throw line goes 2 for 2 from the stripe.
So good. I mean, she has got, 11 different Division I offers. We'll kind of get into that as the game goes. Just one of those special players in North Dakota.
How about this play from Austin? Little step back, she puts it in, and Zoe Austin adds 2 more.
I told you this, speaking of special players, she is one of them. She has really stepped her game up this year, and they've needed her to.
Lily on the drive. Teardrop floater, dropped it in, and Lily Bell adds another field goal.
Trying to guard her outside the 3, and what does she do? Crosses over and takes you one-on-one, and who's guarding her? Eden Fridley.
Travels the violation. Let's take another look at it at the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. After the bucket from Austin, this is Lily Bell that's going to come down with a little razzle-dazzle here in just a moment.
Yeah, seeing the switch, they got the best defender in Gardner, and she goes right by her.
Lily Bell having herself a ball game here for the Majets. They trail by 1, 18-17 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
To throwing well is knowing where you want the ball to go. Like how the local bankers at First Western Bank and Trust take the time to learn about you and recommend the banking services like online banking or personal loans that keep your goals on target.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold up. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
Well, we knew it was going to be a good one tonight. Certainly hasn't disappointed yet. You just Nate Wellstead on your television screen or computer screen, whatever device you may be watching on here tonight. Lily goes inside. She's fouled. If you're Nate Wellstead right now, is there any major correction that you see that needs to be made on your side?
Well, he's going, okay, that play, even though Erica Lee thought she knew what was going to happen on that one, is she stopped her from going to her right. Instead, she squared up, jab stepped, and still got around her. So Nate Wellstead is going, how are we going to defend that? Because Minot has such good shooters. You double team her, there's a flare in the corner, and it leaves somebody wide open. So as a coach, you just kind of shake your head and go, we're just going to hope they miss some.
Lily Bell goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. 4 for 4 total in the ball game. Minot's got their first lead at 19-18 here with 10:57 to tick down in the first half. And by the way, if you're keeping track at home, Erica Lee with 2 fouls.
Yeah, and Bell has 14 of those 19, working on that 45-point all-time record for the Minot High Majets.
Just a miraculous number, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Outside on the drive now, this is Foslin. Worked it back up. This is a 3-pointer that is off the mark. That one missed for Addie Weigel. Minot pulls down the board, and it's Lily Bell that goes to work for the Majets.
We also have Katie Brown, 5'11", junior in the game. Ooh, that didn't even hardly hit the net.
Maggie Fricky from downtown.
You know, the net was, it hardly moved, Nick. That high arching 3 for Maggie just barely tickled the twine. Just a 2 though, right? No, they gave her 3.
Basketball worked here by Century up top. Weigel on the runner. Puts it up off the window and in. Weigel's got her first points of tonight's showdown.
Yeah, and she's going to have to play some key minutes, as is Caitlin Brown. With Ashlyn Buckles out, they're going to need somebody else to step up, and so far, Weigel, good start.
Lily Bell on the wing, off to Lamore. Up top for Fricky. Fricky gets loose. One-hand scoop, drops it up and in.
She's so good at splitting that defense, going down the lane. Double team came over to her, and she just split the two defenses, falling down and laid it up and in.
7 for Fricky in the ball game. Minot's got a 4-point lead at 24-20 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. BNC.bank. Find them online. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Zoe Austin, 8 on the shot clock. Double teamed inside. We'll have another jump basketball coming, and Minot's defense certainly stingy inside.
Carew Lamore, great defense right there on Austin. Didn't allow her to score up and go anywhere. Head down, kind of shaking a little bit, kind of frustrated with herself as Olivia Klimple will come back in. And Klimple had a great game against Mandan. Just kind of stepping in and filling in for Buckles after she got hurt. It was a game-high 13 points.
First varsity start, you get the MVP of the contest. That one from way downtown from Fridley. Shot clock was expiring.
If that would have went in. First of all, I thought, okay, wait a minute, that might be pushing it, but the shot clock was running down and she had to put it up. Still drew front of the iron.
How do you like getting into the ball game as a freshman, walking away with your picture on social media and a conversation with the PSP staff? That's one that you never forget.
No way.
Fricky to Bennett now. It's worked up top. Inside, Lily. Nice read inside, and Lily Bell adds 2 more to her resume here in the ballgame.
You know, I love what Minot does is they keep the floor spread, so if the Patriots are going to double team, it's going to leave somebody open, and a great flash. And when she's one-on-one with you that deep in, nobody's going to stop her.
You talk about Lily Bell and what she's been able to do in her high school career, only a sophomore. You talk about those numbers that she's putting up right now, the recruiting that is hot on her tail right now. You can pick any game that she's been on the PSP network and basically just watch that, and you get a pretty good idea of what exactly she's all about with inside and outside game.
Yeah, and she's played in AAU teams and whatever else, so she's somebody that her game is going to extend to the next level for sure. You know, you're talking offers, Nick, from Louisville, Oklahoma, Nebraska, TCU, Mississippi State, Purdue, Wisconsin, Marquette, St. Louis, Fairfield, St. Thomas, and there are more to come. That's for sure.
Take your pick.
That'll be curious to see who she's going to pick. I mean, kind of like Lauren Ware. Remember when Lauren was a senior, she had a number of offers, ended up going to Arizona, then transferred now to, I think she's with TCU, right? Texas A&M. Thank you.
Texas A&M.
Appreciate my son listening in front of me and giving me the update. Bringing my father-in-law to the game. Gotta love that, right?
Gotta
Late
love
80s,
it.
still loving basketball.
Well, anytime you've got 1 and 2 in the state, you know it's worth coming out for. Here's Fricky. Puts it up. That one's off the mark. Good defense inside from the Pats. They run the floor with it again, and it's worked off to the near wing where Klimpel's got it. Kicked it back upstairs. This is Weigel. Hit the rim. Nice effort there. Aberle saved it. Kicked it right to a Patriot. That was Austin off the mark. Bennett scrubbing for it. Now we're going to have a foul charged here. Minot High is going to be dinged with the foul. This will be their first foul of the ball game here, Chuck.
Yeah, a little bit of Eve Knutson just kind of going for that 50-50 loose ball. Inadvertent foul, but definitely a foul nonetheless. And the officials, they got their hands full. Not only is it a big stage for the players and for us as media, but it's a big stage for the officials too, because a lot of people are going to be watching these games, and you know they're surely going to be critiquing the officials. There are going to be a lot of people in the stands thinking they're officials before this is over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I like our seat right where we're at, my friend.
Yes.
Deep 3 off the mark there from Klimpel. Minot's got the rebound with Aberle, and the Magents are on the floor with a 6-point lead and under 7 to play in the first half. Knutson worked it off to Lily Bell. She pulls up for 3. Unloads. Austin gets the rebound, and Zoe Austin runs the floor with it. Austin on her left. Oh, she went down awkwardly, traveled the violation.
Well, if you were doing limbo, she was doing really well. She was nice and low, but she tried to jump stop quickly. Her feet just slipped on her, and give Minot credit, Nick, because one thing that many teams have not been able to do is get in front and stop the ball.
By the way, tonight's game brought to you by Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. It's Minot State. In and out for DeShaw. That one rattled off the mark. 96% of recent college grads are either employed or continuing their education at Minot State University. They're a proud supporter of the PSP Network and our mission of promoting local athletes. Fridley to Austin. Little crossover move. Looking for the outlet. Finds it up top, and Erica Lee. Back over on the near side to the baseline. Guarded heavily by Lundy. Work back up. Fridley way downtown. That one off the mark. Rebound inside. Klimpel bounces, drops, and scores.
Yeah, they needed that. It's been about 4 minutes since they got a basket, and more than that, a little over 4 minutes, and nice offensive rebound by Klimpel and a putback.
Here's Maggie Fricke with the basketball. Work to DeShaw. DeShaw goes to her right, kicks it back to Lily Bell on the drive. Here's Lily left-handed, lays it up and in.
Crossover, Erica Lee just not quick enough to stick with that great crossover jab step and blow by.
18 of the ball game for Lily Bell. 5:23 left here in this first half. Austin just a bit short. Avery Lundy pulls it in, gets it off to Bell. Great to see Avery Lundy back in the lineup for Minot High School.
Yeah, without question. And you think about people being missing with intensity like Ashlyn Buckles. She is one of those for Minot as well.
Lundy to Fricke. Thought about the three, steps it back, brings it up. Knutson on corks from downtown. Bell gets the rebound. Lely with one hand puts it up. That one just off the mark.
3 white jerseys battling for that offensive rebound, and who comes out with it? Lily Bell. Her father wasn't a bad basketball player. Did some research on him. Holy cow, back in the day. Ernest. Big player up in Manitoba, Hall of Fame, played for Brandon University in Canada, and went on to out in Europe and played Syrian champion. I mean, there's a reason she's good, right?
The bloodlines have a lot to do with it.
They do. They absolutely do.
Lely's 6 for 6 now from the charity stripe here in this ball game.
And that's just what they're so good at. Century scores a bucket, and man, they come right back and get 2 in a row.
Under 5 to play, first half. Minot up by 8. Yeah, it's fascinating watching youth development in sports and the AAU stuff for the summer programs and the extra training. It's a key part of any program or any city to advance that skill, and Ernest Academy certainly has done that in the Magic City. Supporter of the PSP Network, they train young athletes, many of the ones that you see on the floor involved in that Ernest Academy program. He's done a great job in the Magic City.
Yeah, he really has. A lot of these people, all these girls are going to him, and people from not just in Minot, but across the state.
Shot clock's down to 6 here as Barch drives in, gets the shot up, but she's fouled there by Fridley, and Fridley can't believe the call.
Yeah, good defense, stayed right with her all the way, and had great position again, and Coach Nate Wellstead's kind of saying the same thing. He's saying that's twice now you've bailed out people driving, and the official's going to come over and say, hey, that's a warning.
Fridley charged with her first personal. 16th foul here on Century, and it's March that's at the stripe shooting 62%, but she missed the first.
Just a freshman. A lot of young gals at Everett DeShaw. 8th grader, Barch, freshman, Knutson, a sophomore, Fricke and Bell just sophomores. What does that tell you? That tell you like long time winning success going forward, right?
What I think about is the headaches of every coach that isn't in Minot in the West region and across the state for the next couple years.
Jason Schwartz, he won't be leaving Minot anytime soon, I can tell you that.
I certainly wouldn't be.
No way.
Here's Fridley with the basketball. Shot clock back down to 2. Fridley with the circus shot off the window. The bucket is in. Do they count it? Yes, and it's an and one.
Yeah, going to get a foul on Eden or on Lily Bell. This has got an opportunity for your potential jobbers moving and storage to move the game. What a job. 4 seconds, the shot clock bounce going down, and she fakes it, spins to the middle, and then does another little leaner against Lily Bell.
The and one for Fridley is good. We've got ourselves a ball game here at Century High School. Minot by 6, 31-25. They've got the lead. But Eden Fridley May have your move of the game just a moment ago. She converted on the old-fashioned three-point play. Tonight's ball game on the PSP Network, proudly brought to you by our friend Mason Kramer. Mason Kramer Photography, game action shots and senior portraits. It's one of the best in the business in the Magic City. Find him online or on all social media platforms. It's Mason Kramer. It's going to be a foul down on the baseline.
Little hand check. The official out at half court. That's one of those, again, you see it, you got your hand extended, and it's on somebody's hip. That's going to be a zip. It's a whistle. And Coach Wellstead looking at the official again, it's like, hey, that's the call. You got your arm extended, and there's any pressure at all on the person with the offense, it's going to be a foul. And it's going to be 2 on Zoe Austin, so that's big.
Barch had the opportunity. She was off the mark. Zoe Austin makes up for it on the other end with 2 more points.
Yeah, they can ill afford not to have her in the basketball game.
Zoe Austin's got 9 in the ball game. Minot leads 31-27 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Under 3 to play first half. Here's Barch. Looks inside, now kicks it up top. Back over to Lily Bell. Shot clock's at 7. Little turnaround there for Lily. It's off the mark.
Just Minot is so smart, right? They don't panic. The shot clock's running down. They see somebody open inside, get the ball down to her right away, and Lily Bell converts, or has an opportunity to convert with 2 free throws. As a coach, you just shake your head and say, I don't know how you stop that. She was double teamed, but she's so strong that you. I watch Caitlin Brown and Erica Lee. They are just gassed trying to guard Lily Bell and her strength and her offensive moves.
Lily's perfect from strike.
Too easy, right? I mean, just looks like you watch the pros shoot free throws. They don't even think twice about it, right? That's just. She shot out almost 100 free throws in the season.
Well, you talked about it earlier in the broadcast tonight, Chuck, what a factor it is having young ladies like Fricke and Bell, who combined average 42 points per game, shooting 75 and 77% respectively from the line. A lot of buckets and a lot of points coming from there. There's a nice play from inside. It's up off the window and in. Abby Fosler.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. What a job there. You said double pump to keep out of the way of Lily Bell.
Bell to Fricke. Put up the shot. Fridley had the coverage inside.
Yeah, Fridley with that only one personal foul, but gosh, she's just so good at covering, you know, an open defender. Fricke looked like she was going to have a wide open layup, and instead, right there is Bell, or excuse me, Fridley. Speaking of too easy, right? It's almost looked like it was the day before defense. Hey, you just stand in the way. We're going to run an offensive out of bounds play. Nobody from the Patriots even moved.
Carew Lamore like that. It's her first field goal of the ball game.
She loved that.
1:48 to play first half. Bonnet High 35, Century 29. No longer deep 3 theirs. It's dropped in from Abby Fosler.
I mean, averaging 7 a game, Nick, but she has had games now in double figures, multiple games, where she's really coming into her home.
Fricke from downtown.
Fricke doesn't force things, you know, Nick. You watch her, that doesn't get frustrated because she's only shot probably, 3 times maybe tonight, but just waits until she's open, and then she takes advantage of the open look.
I think you're right. 3 for 3 for Fricke. 2 3-pointers, another field goal. She's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe in the ball game. Lead hanging around 6 here for Bonnet High. The minute 16 left in this first half. 18 fouls here on Century, only 3 on the Majettes.
Yeah, Minot's playing such good defense, and when you see how good a defense they're playing, an aggressive defense, and you're not getting fouls, it shows, you know, how disciplined you are.
Too many seconds to toss the basketball in That brings the attention of Nate Wellstead here on the Century sideline.
6 turnovers for the Patriots, and you really have to have that clock in your head, you know. If you're going to take the ball out of bounds, you got to have that sixth sense saying, hey, all right, that's a count of 3, 4, I got to let it go.
109 to tick down first half. Worked inside, Lily Bell, left hand, in coverage, Aberle. Missed the shot, then Lily cleans it up and puts it in for 2, and Lily Bell is on a different level here in this ball game.
Well, it's nobody inside. When you take out Erica Lee with her size and strengths, there's just nobody that can defend her, can box her out. She's got a little shake when she shoots. You see that?
Old-fashioned three-point play for the mover and the shaker, Lily Bell. Perfect from the charity stripe here in this ball game. 9 for 9 for her. Century with possession. 45 seconds, ticks down. Shot clock down to 10. Fridley, turnaround, jump shot. Look good, just a bit short.
Good rebound inside by Minot. It's trying to see who got that rebound. That's Sydney Aberle.
Lily Bell off the mark on the 3 attempts.
Just a second turnover for Minot, too. And that's a big thing. These two teams don't turn the basketball over. And you get those extra possessions that you're not throwing the ball away. Century with 6 turnovers, Minot with 2. That's a big deal.
Shot clock is off. Final 15 seconds here in our first half. Fridley calls the shots from upstairs. Fridley drives to her left. It's going to be a blocking foul here on Fricky. Ooh, the Minot High bench didn't like that one very much.
I was in a bad position, Nick. You probably had better. I had the official kind of between me and that, and Fridley just kind of shaking her head saying, you fouled me. You got to, come on now. I thought it was a good defense by Fricky. She really moved her feet well.
First foul on Maggie Fricky. Game clock at 7. Foslin, fancy move outside, open 3-land, big time 3-pointer at the end of our first half. Bingo for Caitlin Brown, her first 3-pointer, first bucket of the ball game. Chuck, and on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay, we take another look, and this is a big one to end the first half of basketball.
It's huge. Again, no panic. Austin drives to the hole, gets stopped, gets inside, and Bell picks her up and find a wide open Caitlin Brown in the corner. Hasn't made a 3 yet this year. That's a good way to end the half.
41-35. Minot High's got the lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Magic Towing halftime report comes up next.
Presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
Shields Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
It's Tundra.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Well, it's been hyped and billed as a big one. Has not disappointed. Minot High by 6 at the break. Earlier in our pregame show brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, I asked Chuck what the over-under would be. Said in between 2 and 6. I think you're pretty close, my friend.
It's at 4 and 6. Yeah, right now Minot up by 6, as you mentioned that. And it's crazy to think how these teams are scoring. You know, we said the defense of these two teams, you know, are a key. Well, Century gives up 40 points a game. Minot's got 41. What do you think the shooting percentages are this first half? Minot's got to be shooting 75%.
Yeah.
Got to be.
There's certainly, and that was our key. One of our keys tonight in the conversation is how well Minot High could create pressure on Century and shoot the basketball and vice versa. That was kind of the key on both sides in a sense here tonight. Minot maybe just a little bit better in that category.
Well, Century hasn't necessarily put themselves in a position to be able to put any full court pressure or anything else that on them. And Minot High is that the pressure's been zero. And Minot's done such a good job with that. And then once they get the ball across half court, then probably the best half court team in the state, and they're showing why, because you got probably the best player in the state in Lily Bell that is unstoppable. Hits her first 2 threes, and what do? They get out on her. Well, either she goes to the basket and goes around them, or then she posts up and they can't stop her inside. So when you shoot it and you can dribble it and you can score inside, what do you do, Nick?
How do you contain it? That's the question for every coach inside of the WDA. These highlights and the numbers presented by Ryan Family Dealerships here in our Magic Towing halftime report with the individual stat line. Here's Mr. Chuck Clairmont.
All right, thanks, Nick. First for Minot, who's leading, as you mentioned, by 6. 25 points from Lily Bell in the first half. She's got 2 threes, 3 twos, and 10 for 10 from the charity stripe. 9 for 9 from the free throw line. So pretty impressive first half for her. Maggie Fricky, quiet, but she has 10. 2 threes, a 2, and 2 free throws for her 10 points. 3 for Presley Bennett and a wide open look as she's only shot once. Carew Lamore on an inside and out of bounds play. She scored a bucket, and then Kinley Barsh, the freshman off the bench, is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Minot's got 5 threes, and they're 12 of 13 from the free throw line for their 41 points. For the Patriots, well, they've scored 35. That's not bad. That's more than half of what they normally score. And they've really kind of spread the wealth. Eden Fridley and Zoe Austin kind of been carrying them this year from the scoring load. They each have 9 points in the first half. Abby Foslin has her season average of 7 already, as she hit a 3 to end the first half. Caitlin Brown hit that 3, her only bucket of the game. She has 3 points. Addie Weigel has a bucket for 2 points. And then Olivia Klimpel, who got the start tonight with Ashlyn Buckles missing with her knee injury, she has 5 points. Erica Lee has not scored and has 2 personal fouls, so that's something to keep a lookout for. As you know, it's hard to stop Lily Bell, but you need somebody like an Erica Lee to help you, and when she's on the bench, that's not going to work. So 35 points for the Patriots, 6 threes tonight, and just 1 free throw, Nick, to make up their points.
Those numbers presented by Ryan Family Dealerships for 50 years. They've been proudly helping car buyers and car sellers in Western North Dakota, locations in Minot and in Williston. Big thank you again to Ryan Family Dealerships. Here's what the numbers look like on paper. And when you see it on paper, Chuck, a little different than just hearing it. That 12 for 14 or 12 for 13, I might have a typo there.
12 for 13, yep.
Either way, 12 for 13 for Minot High really is the number that kind of stands off the paper to me.
You're plus 11 in free throws, and that's because you're getting the ball inside to people like Lily Bell, who and then she's making them. You know, we said that when you got your two scorers in Fricky and Lily Bell that can shoot 75+% from the free throw line, well, they're kind of paying credence to our comments in the beginning, so that's definitely a great stat right there, Nick. Way to go showing that one.
Well, we take a look at those WDA point leaders from earlier on tonight that we saw in the pregame. Lily Bell, Maggie Fricky, Eden Fridley, all of this ball game here tonight certainly haven't disappointed in the showdown. Do you look for any of these kids in particular to really get going here in the second half?
Well, Century's got to have somebody else step up to help, and more importantly, what are they going to do to stop Lily Bell? I don't think it's offense. They're probably pleased with 35. It's defensively, that's not the effort they want to have.
Lily Bell inside. Will it be offensive? It will.
Good job coming over to help as Erica Lee came out to get in front of Lily Bell. She went around her, but good help from the side. I think it was Foslin, right, who came over and drew that charge. She's holding her stomach. She obviously got hit hard. She paid for it, but just the first, or that is a second on Lily Bell. I missed one of her first ones in the first half, so that's a big one to remember, Nick.
Yeah, you and I both, partner. I didn't have her down for any either, so 2 for Lily Bell here in this ball game. Century with possession. They work it up top. Fridley downtown. No good. Rebound. Austin turnaround. Bell got a hand on it. Lily Bell has a half a block there. And the Mad Jets bring it back across the timeline. Lily with a little head fake. Lays it up.
Erica Lee's just shaking her head saying, what do I got to do? Is I come out to pick her up now at 3-point line, and Lily Bell gives you the old hesitation dribble and goes right by you. And at that point in time, Century hadn't set up their defense, so they had nobody to help out. 3 fouls now, and Erica Lee is like, what does the coach do? He's looking at the assistant saying, help. What do we do here? Looking down the bench going, I got a 5'5". I got a 5'6", I got a 5'5", I got a 5'8". Who am I going to bring in?
Against 6'3" of nothing but just pure talent is kind of tough to set somebody into the lion's den, if you will.
My goodness. Look out for that 45-point scoring record, Nick. We'll keep that 27 already for Lily Bell a minute into the second.
11 for 11 from the Serve Pro free throw line for her. Fridley, step back, had Bell in her face, no good. Lily brings it down and she crosses the timeline with it. Lily off to her left, kicks it back up top, Fricky. Fricky surveys now, she just on corks. 3, no good. Lily's gonna save the basketball. The help there of Deshaw, but the ball went out of play and it will be Century basketball.
Yeah, it's the beauty of Lily Bell that she can dribble the basketball too. She gets the rebound and everybody can take off, so now she gets to start that fast break and not have to get the ball to an outlet.
By the way, the second half of basketball is brought to you by Planet Pizza. There's no pizza like it. Try the Blue Buffalo today, or just go for their lunch buffet tomorrow from 11 to 2. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed at Planet Pizza.
One of these days, Nick, you're going to invite us up and we're going to get a chance to see that Blue Buffalo and taste it.
Oh, you're going to love it, my friend. It is something else. 701-852-1700 Planet Pizza. They will deliver tonight if you're watching the ball game in the Magic City. Here's Lily Bell. Off the front of the rim.
She's human.
Fricky's got the rebound. Lily calls for it again inside. It's Lamore that gets it off to Lily Bell, and Lily sets up here, pulls back for 3. 2 in a row she's off the mark on. Bennett's got it. Bennett thought about uncorking from downtown. Comes back to Lamore. And Carew's going to slow it up here with 23 seconds on the shot clock. Carew to her left. Looking for Lily Bell, goes inside. Lily takes it, scoops it up and in, and Lily Bell's got 2 more.
Set play, weak side. They got it down on the block to, I think it was Bennett, and then a weak side pick by Fricky, freed up Lily Bell right down the lane.
Austin off to Klimpel. Klimpel into the paint, had some room, but she's fouled on the play as the arm came in. I believe it's Deshaw that's going to get tagged with the foul.
Fricky, actually, as she reached in from behind Nick, as Klimpel kind of went around the corner, and then Fricky just kind of reached in, just kind of grabbed the arm. The official saw it, and that one Fricky agreed on. She's like, oh, you saw that? Dang it.
Good eye, Chuck. Good call. Off the mark from the Serve Pro free throw line on the first attempt here for the freshman Olivia Klimpel. She had 5 in the first half. She shoots 70% from the stripe.
Really coming on strong, too. You know, started the season slow as a freshman now, and really coming into her own, feeling comfortable in her role in the team.
Klimpel drops the second one in. Just about 3 minutes into our second half. Minot led at the break, 41-35 if you're just joining us. Halftime's brought to you by our friends at Magic Towing. You blow it, we tow it. Put this number in your phone now, 701-509-4011.
You know, I watch Carew Lamore. I mean, she could be scoring 15-plus points on probably any team in the state. She's so good off the bounce.
Little runner from inside. Teardrop for Addie Weigel. And Weigel puts it up and in. We've got ourselves a 47-38 ball game. Minot high on top. Yeah, you talk about Carew. Not easy all the time when you're on a team with players that are setting school records, but finding that spot and finding that position and being all right with that role is certainly something that is a bit of a craft in itself.
It's fun to win, too, right?
Fun to win
no matter
as well.
what role you have in it, whether it's scoring, defense, whatever you got to do, and that's what she's doing for Carew Lamore.
Timeout on the floor. This timeout's brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage, proudly helping the region. Their moving and storage needs since 1942. That's a long time that they've been offering their services in Western North Dakota. Well, we talked about our massive lineup of postseason coverage on the PSP network. Hope you join us for each and every one of these tournaments starting next week with WDA hockey right here in Bismarck. The big one that we're looking forward to, the WDA basketball tournament, all 22 games with wall-to-wall coverage from the event center in Bismarck. Chuck Clairmont, Scott Woodmansey, myself, Cole Higland, Todd Domries.
Joe Cattell probably will be mixed in there too. We're going to have a full force of PSP at you.
Joe Cattell, Bryce Gutnick will be on the horn.
Nice.
I mean, we've got the kitchen.
Owen, Zeno Owen's he's doing some Class B probably at the time, right? Man, there's just so much going on that the PSP's in the middle of, and thank God we got a lot of guys that can help out.
Inside look for Aberley, off the mark. Best time of the year, without a doubt, isn't it?
It is. It's just so fun. You know, it's long days watching a lot of great basketball, and we got the best seat in the house.
Fridley to inbound the basketball. What does Century need to do here, Chuck, with 14 and a half left in the second half to come back down by 9?
Two things: score and stop them. How about that? That seems pretty easy, right? Yeah, they definitely have to be able to put the ball in the hole, and every basket is earned right now.
Fridley was off the mark. Fricky's got it back, and Fricky dribbles to her left. Little Euro step move there from Fricky, and she's fouled on the play by Fridley.
She just has that kind of yo-yo bounce going. It's so hard to defend that, and then Minot just spreads the floor. They recognize spacing so well.
Maggie Fricky from the Serve Pro stripe, and Fricky drops it in for her third of the ball game. I misspoke. It was Addie Weigel that was charged with the foul.
Yep, that's her first, and lucky for Century is Fridley. That's why she had the look going, hey, I didn't foul her. Well, no, you didn't. It was Addie Weigel with the reach in. Boy, now 16 for 17 from the charity stripe.
Minot High shooting the lights out from Serve Pro line. They came into the ball game, Chuck, shooting 71%.
Yeah. Leading the West region in free throw percentage, and Century's 8th. So that's the tale to tell.
Fridley up top. Weigel wants another 3. Too strong. Fridley down with the rebound. I'm sorry, Fricky down with the rebound.
You know, she doesn't get enough credit for how good of a rebounder she is. She's top 10 rebounder in West Region, too.
Lily Bell uses the strength inside.
Oh, she gave her the small. You see that? Yikes. Gave her the drop step, ran right over the top of Erica Lee, and then put the old hand down. Too small.
Lily having herself a ball game here tonight, folks.
Nobody can stop her. 31, Nick.
She's got a takeaway on the defensive side now. She's got Lamore with her. Goes inside. Fancy move. And Lily Bell puts it up and in.
Turnover for the Patriots, and then Lily Bell in the open court. She's showing her handle. She's putting it all on display tonight, Nick.
Deep 3 off the mark from Fridley. Erica Lee's got the rebound, put it up, but Lily will foul her on the play.
Well, that's 3 now, Nick, and some coaches can trust their star players after they get in foul trouble to say, okay, how long can I leave you in? And you've got a huge 15-point lead right now, and I think Coach Jason Schwartz says, I think she's got it. I think she'll be fine. Maybe not. Nope, leaving her in.
Erica Lee's first attempt from the stripe off the mark. She averages 6.8 per night.
Well, right now she's got her tongue hanging out. I mean, she's so tired right now. It's not just the cardio running up and down. Anybody who's played basketball recognizes when you're leaning on somebody as strong as Lily Bell is, that takes everything out of you.
The wrestling match on the hardwood here tonight. Fridley skied up and knocked that one away. Let's take a look at that last Lily Bell bucket for Minot High after the takeaway on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. Just the presence.
Steps in, gets a steal, and then this just shows her dribbling ability. A little kind of hesitation, move, crossover. Oh, that's special.
Fricky went up. She's going to be fouled on the play on the attempt. Foul's going to be charged on Fridley.
At some point, you get frustrated as defenders going, what do we got to do? I mean, everything we're throwing at Minot, nothing is holding them. And Century was keeping up with them in the first half because they were shooting the ball very well too. And right now they're starting to miss some shots, and Minot is just showing their strength, starting to pull away.
Fricky's got 6 of her 16 from the Serve Pro free throw line. Fridley for three off the mark. Her cousin, Knutson, pulls it down. How do you like that, going toe-to-toe? The cousins, Eve Knutson and Eden Fridley
That's
tonight.
Right. Eve's getting the better of the team game.
Fricky step back. Bingo.
Against Fridley, going to her left. Kind of leans in, little crossover step back. It's 18 now for Fricky.
Tough defense again. Bennett got the hand of the way. By the way, if you haven't already done so, make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube as well. You'd be amazed how far a simple like and a follow on our social media platforms goes as far as our mission of promoting local athletes. The more likes and follows, the more shares on those social media posts, the more likes and comments, the more these kids get highlighted in our great state, and that's our mission, is promoting local athletes. Jump shot from inside the arc was just a bit shy there from Volk. Century with the offensive board. 11:35 ticks down, second half. 57-38 Minot High on top. Bell's got the rebound inside, and Lily Bell will bring it back across the half-court line. Lily opened up the game with back-to-back threes. It's been inside play and transition work, and a busy night from the charity stripe since. Open in the corner, Lundy, swoosh!
That's her first bucket of the season, Nick, right there. And a nice little dish off by Presley Bennett.
Avery Lundy from downtown, welcome back in, young lady.
Boy, if she gets it going. If she can add what she's anything close to what she's done before, how do you stop Minot?
Nice dish inside, wide open on the bucket. Foslin puts it in.
Off a back pick, right down the lane. Set play, they needed that.
Fricky's going to be stripped on the play as Allison Volk took it away. Now on the transition game, it's Klimpel.
And Lily Bell struggling and getting back. She's got to be gassed right here. See if Coach Schwartz gives her a break, because she was the last one to cross half court.
20-point lead for Minot High. They've really opened it up here in the second half. They led by 6 at the break. What do you think the big difference has been here in the second half?
Well, Minot just continues to shoot and dominate. And it's just, Century has no reaction to stopping Lily Bell, who has 8. Maggie Fricky, 8 this half, you know. I mean, that's just, when you got the big two like that, they're going to be hard-pressed to be stopped by anybody in the state this year.
Klimpel missed her first tonight from the Serve Pro line. She's got 3 straight. And she's got 3 here in the second half. Inside look for Minot High there. And Crew Lamore puts it through the bucket.
Well, you take out Lily Bell, and Crew Lamore kind of opens up her game.
Ball sent away to the far side. Stingy defense from Minot High, forcing the turnover.
Emma Davis just checked in, a 5'7" junior, getting some PT, and big stage right here. She gets in and a little bit excited right there with the old rise ball and the cross-court pass.
Barch surveys from up top.
Just look at how they space the floor, Nick. I mean, you know, back cuts.
Aberly went up for the shot. She was blocked on the play. Nice hand there from Caitlin Brown, getting in the way of that one.
Good dig from outside, helping out. Erica Lee, I'm just looking at her in the bench. She is just breathing heavily. Going, thanks, Lily, for taking a break, because I needed one as well. Single leg takedown.
Lamore off to Barch. Well, we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Minot High and Jason Schwartz want to talk things over. St. Wellstead will take the opportunity as well. Minot up by 20. It's 62-42 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
It's getting an education, making priceless memories, learning to play, playing to learn, or simply getting where you need to go. The team at Ackerman Estvold has been behind these projects and countless others, developing critical infrastructure, valuable spaces, and even some good old-fashioned fun. Entrusted with the things you know, but delivering more than you may realize. Ackerman Estvold, trusted for decades and decades to come.
62-42. Minot High's got the lead on the Century Patriots. Here at the Century Gym. Serve Pro free throw line. That's March. She's now 2 for 3 in the ball game from the stripe. The foul was charged on Olivia Klimpel. That's number 3 on Klimpel.
Yep. Continues to swish these free throws. Haven't missed this half. 8 for 8. 12 of 13 in the first half. 20 of 21. That'll get her done.
It's the difference in the ball game right now. Chuck at 20-point lead for Minot High.
Just 4 free throws for the Patriots. 20, and hey, Century's earned every one of the fouls. We're not it's nothing against. We're talking about the foul differential because there's really not.
Off the side of the backboard. That 3 was no good on the miss. And the attempt from Volk.
Allison Volk, 5'6" sophomore.
Lily Bell back in, turnaround, front of the rib.
Trying a new one, right? Double team down low. What does she do? A little dribble step back from that right elbow. Just short.
Lily's got 31. If you're just joining us, she's got the school record at 45. She did that a few weeks back. It's amazing to me when you look at the scores around the WDA. There's nights that teams only come up with 45 points. There's a 3 from downtown. Emma Davis.
Lefty knocks it down. Emma Davis, 2 of 17 on the season now. Is a big one. See if that gets us Patriots going.
First points of the night for her in this ball game. 27% from 3 on the season here for the Century Patriots compared to Minot High at 35%. Century had 6 3-pointers in that first half, though, shooting Minot High from behind the arc. The Magents only had 5 in that first half of basketball. They've only got 1 here in the second half. It's been the inside game and the work from the free throw line that's been the difference. Off the mark for Knudsen.
Minot's been so good on that offensive rebound, too.
Another 3 on its way. That one off the front of the rim for Foslet. Offensive board, Lee. Work back up top. Klimpel. Around the horn they go with it. Volk back to Lee. Open. Foslet. Just missed. Another offensive rebound, and then the scrum inside results in a foul on the play.
Barch is going to get her, but we're just, Century, kudos to them not giving up. Lots of time left, but when you're down 19, sometimes it's hard to kind of keep your head in it. But Patriots, 3 different offensive rebound opportunities on that possession alone.
Kidley Barch charged with her first.
Klimpel now 9 in the game. She leads all scorers, and now it's, I guess, I'm assuming it went in. It swished. I heard the swish. Love that.
Klimpel 2 for 2 on that trip.
Only 1 in double figures for the Patriots. You've had Fridley and Zoe Austin sitting out a long time the second half.
Here's Deschamps. Knudsen open for 3. Just a bit strong. Lely trying to track down the rebound. Taken away there, and the basketball comes out. Nice, gritty effort from Volk. Lead pass. Wide open and up and in for Klimpel.
And what a pass by Abby Foslin. I mean, a 2-handed chest pass, 2/3 of the court. That's impressive.
Well, the ball game's starting to tighten up a bit more. Minot High still with a healthy lead, but the Century Patriots trying to claw their way back in the showdown. Minot leads 64-49 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess, and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. We're Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride.
Jersey Mike slices your sub right in front of you, see? The slicer, the meat and cheese, it has a rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice, oh yeah. The rhythm of the slice. This is the rhythm of the slice. The slice, oh yeah.
Order for Danny? Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Lily Bell inside. Off the mark as we return to the Century Gymnasium. 7:10 to tick down here in the second half. It's going to be a foul charge on Minot High School here with 7:07 to play. By the way, tonight's ball game brought to you by our friends at Prestwich Orthodontics. Prestwich Orthodontics, specializing in braces and Invisalign for all ages. They offer 0% financing and free consultations either online or in the office at Prestwich Orthodontics. Find them online, minotbraces.com. Maggie Fricke crashed in, and she's fouled on the play.
Fridley busted it from the opposite side, got in front of her, and Fricke crossed over. Klimpel tapped her.
Fridley charged with number 3 here in this ball game. Maggie Fricke has not missed from the Serve Pro stripe here tonight.
The broadcaster jinx does not work.
I didn't
from
even...
the Minot guy. It's good. Hey, it just shows you don't have it. Some of us have that jinx, unfortunately.
Judging by my conversation with her when I walked into the gym here tonight, she was sitting with Carew Lamore about 4 steps up watching the boys JV game. Said, ladies, are you ready to go tonight? Maggie Fricke just straight as can be with a straight face, nothing but intensity. Absolutely was the word out of her mouth with a half of a smile.
Yeah, she's locked in today.
She's locked in. There is no doubt about that.
Every day, for that matter. I don't know if I've seen Maggie with an off night.
Knutson rattled it home for 3.
First bucket of the game for her, and assist by Bell. You just keep pushing it up, and Minot just spreads the floor.
28th three-pointer of the season for Eve Knutson.
You look at that. Fricke's got 20. 22 with a couple more today. Actually, I'm only 14 games into it, I think, or 15. Minot's got a bunch of stats they haven't entered, but 20, 27 for Eve Knutson, 31 for Bennett, 10 for Lamore, 23 for Bell. I mean, just so many weapons.
Here's Knutson. She's got it up top. Lely from the elbow. Rattled in, then out for Lely Bell. Offensive will be the charge.
They're going to call it on Zoe Austin as Austin put up the reverse thrusters and stopped. And Fricke or Lely Bell ran into her, and the officials said, nope, you can't set a pick that way. You got to be faced up. If it's accidental, right, they're not going to call it. But it was pretty clear on that one that she just kind of put her lower torso into the stomach of Lely Bell. 3 fouls now in Austin. That was a big one too, because I would have cut the lead back to. Ooh. Attempted block by Lee, I think, from the back. They're going to call him. Got some body into that.
Austin and Fridley checking out of the contest here with 5:48 to play. 20-point lead for Minot High.
I think they're looking at it, coach is saying, man, that's a lot. Our girls are gassed. Maybe we.
Lely Bell from the stripe again, drops it in.
Well, they're not missing, that's for sure.
12 from the Serve Pro line tonight for Lely, make it 13.
35 of the night for Bell.
I was just going to ask you, at what point do you wave a white flag in this showdown?
Well, I mean, at some point, Century, I feel like they might be doing that now.
Little teardrop.
The problem with Minot is they're not turning off the gas, and they're bringing people in that are stepping up and scoring, like maybe that one. Yep.
Triple. Yes, ma'am. Barge drops it in for 3.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It shows the power of this team. The East is going to watch this and go, holy cow. Century was number 2 in the state.
Second chance attempt, third chance for Klimpel. The freshman grinding hard there. She's fouled on the play.
Bell's going to get her 4th. But I don't think it might be academic. 5 minutes to come down from 25. But Century's going to want to finish, right? They're going to want to finish strong, and this one is who they got next after this. I know we have them in late in the week with Legacy. That'll be a huge game as, they play Legacy. You want to talk about another matchup. Doesn't get any easier. Then who do they go? Then they go play Davies. So they got 1, 4, and 5. In the next, and that's a gauntlet, right?
It's an absolute gauntlet. Maggie Fricke inside, and Fricke's got 2 more. Yeah, looking at the Century boys and Minot High boys, And that matchup that comes up next on Century season coming up for the boys. You look at the Century Patriots and what they bring to the table up next for them. They've got Bismarck High, at Minot, against Legacy, at Fergus Falls and St. Mary's in there. So inside the conference, it isn't going to get much easier after tonight when you've got the Demons coming up as well.
No, there's just, like we said, there's those top 5 teams, and throw in St. Mary's, who's playing so much better right now that, really there's not a lot of easy games.
Caitlin Brown, the 5'10 junior guard from the stripe. Didn't get that one to fall. It's Minot High that's got the rebound here with Maggie Fricky.
Did make 2 of 3, though. It was just an 8-point game at half. And man, Minot has just moved this needle big time.
The Jets have been turned on for the Minot Jets, 11-0 in the conference, 13-2 overall. Their JV team played Williston and another opponent. They played their JV against an opponent's varsity. So if you look at the WDA website, you see the record at 15-2. However,
they say JV, but Bell, everybody basically played but Bell and Fricky. And so, it's your non-seniors that are playing the game, and Minot's got a lot of good ones.
Avery Lundy inside, and Lundy's got 2 more.
Backdoor cut there by Lundy. The finish.
5 for her in the ball game. Under 4 to play here in regulation. 78-53, Minot High on top. Chuck Clairmont will head down and have a conversation with our player of the game coming up after the ball game in our Planning Team Financial and Shots Crossroads post-game show. Hope you join us for that. We'll have our move of the game and our MVP brought to you by our friends at Sport Clips. Sport Clips, home to the MVP haircut experience. Sided with a hairstylist today at Sport Clips. Minot High calls a timeout. We'll break aside as well. 78-53. Minot High on top.
At Cedric Thiel Toyota. With more than 30 new Tundras to choose from, starting under $50,000, there's a Tundra to fit every lifestyle. Built in Texas and sold right here in Bismarck, North Dakota, the Tundra is more than just a truck. It's an experience. Step inside to discover comfort and cutting-edge technology with the very best safety features. From the rugged SR5 to the luxurious Capstone, there is a Tundra for every adventure. Just off I-94 is exit 161 in Bismarck. Cedric Thiel Toyota. Let's go places.
Minot High up big late in the contest. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call from the Century Gymnasium. Maybe not what we expected here in the second half, but I think it just goes to show you how tough the Magents are here in 2024.
Yeah, you got to have that true inside post presence, and the McKenna Johnsons, the Legacy.
Felkley.
Hello, Brooklyn Felkley. That's you got to have people like that in order to cause a difference. Nothing against Erica Lee. Oh, and we got somebody hurt here too. Emma Davis is coming off. She got hit in the eye. Who just hit that 3, right? That was in a triple by.
On the Ryan Family Dealerships replay, you'll see that it's Deshaw that calls forward at the top of the key.
She's getting in the triple party, right? She hasn't made one yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different players have hit 3s for Minot.
Just off the mark on the attempt for Foslin. Tweet down us at Network PSP. Let us know who you think the MVP of this showdown is. At Network PSP, or comment on Facebook. Chuck will have a conversation with that MVP. Get those tweets in now. Again, at Network PSP, and vote on tonight's MVP in this ballgame. Little turnaround jump shots. Well, the freshman Olivia Klimpel at 5'10", the forward, she's got a bright future, Chuck. I think that's obviously apparent.
Yeah, she absolutely does, and a lot of confidence in her game, and coach leaving her in up until the last moment. Just every minute that these freshmen or underclassmen can get is a big deal. And you take a look at who's on the floor for Minot. I mean, Knutson, Barch, Deshaw. Aberley. I mean, you're talking solid basketball players. Ariana Rude also in, and she's, played a number of games this season.
I've got Klimpel for 9 of 10 in the second half.
I'm with you. Absolutely.
Knudsen, triple. You betcha.
That's crazy, Nick, isn't it? Uncanny. How many threes? And I mean, they're not like rolling in. They're just like absolute swishes.
Well, we started the ball game here tonight thinking that they might need to change out the nets after this showdown, the way that they were shooting it in the first half. Second half hasn't been any different for Minot High. 11 combined threes in that first half of basketball between Century and Minot. The Pats haven't hit one here in the second half. Minot High certainly has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them in the second half alone.
10 overall, 24 of 25 from the free throw line. That'll get it done.
Seidner into the ball game for Minot High. Worked around the perimeter now as the Majets go to work with it here. This is Seidner inside play. Little scoop shot off the mark. That's Rosenkrantz.
Seidner battle on the drop step. The junior.
93 seconds left here in regulation. Minot up big, 84-55. Northern Plains Heating and Air bringing you this ball game tonight. 25 years of experience as your factory authorized dealer for AeroSeal. No other choice to seal your heating and air game than Northern Plains Heating and Air.
They might have found somebody else too to kind of pick up some slack. Is Katie Brown, the junior, getting some minutes now with Ashlyn Buckles out. She's had a good game the minutes that she's been in. Until she's aggressive.
1 for 2 on that trip to the line. She's 3 for 4 in the ball game. Ariana Rude up top to Shaw. Approaching the 1 minute call here in the ball game as DeShaw lays it up and in.
Well, that was nice. Hesitation dribble right by the defender. Use the left hand. 5 points for DeShaw.
108 ticks down here in regulation. Minot's going to improve to a record of 12-0 in the conference and 13-3 overall in the year. Inside, Addie Weigel puts it off the window and scores.
3 buckets for her. That one right down the lane.
Ariana Rude outside. DeShaw just off the mark. .38 seconds ticks away. 58-86. Minot High with the lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Well, we'll have a full recap in our planning team financial advisors and Shots Crossroads postgame. Chuck will name our player of the game, brought to you by Sport Clips. Then we'll reset the table and get ready for the boys matchup tonight. Number 1 Minot against number 4 Century. Deep 3. That one just off the mark for Journey Larson. All right, kids, count them down. 4 seconds, now 3, down to 2. One more chance for Century at the horn. Doesn't quite get there as the final horn will sound. 86-58. Minot High gets the win over the Century Patriots tonight. Planning Team Financial, Shots Crossroads postgame show comes up next. Join us for postgame interviews when we return.
Great news! If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
The trick to throwing well is knowing where you want the ball to go. Like how the local bankers at First Western Bank and Trust take the time to learn about you and recommend the banking services like online banking or personal loans that keep your goals on target.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Welcome back to our Planning Team Financial and Shots Crossroads postgame show. Let's go down to the floor. Chuck Clairmont's got Jason Schwartz.
Thanks, Nick. I mean, we expected 1 versus 2, a close game. First half, 43-35, but man, the second half, you guys could not miss. Impressive victory tonight.
Well, I felt like our defense stepped it up a little bit the second half. We had to, we weren't getting out on shooters, and they were hitting some big shots, some clutch shots there the first half, and so we needed to turn things up a little bit on that end of the floor, and that kind of got us going a little bit more. We rebounded better the second half as well, and we were able to get out and run a little bit in attack. But yeah, shots were falling for us. That certainly helps too,
7 different girls with threes tonight, spread the floor, and I love how you do that with Lily Bell. They can't double team her. If they do, you got people in the corners. How do you stop your team, Coach?
I don't know. When we're hitting shots, it's pretty tough. We got a lot of kids that can shoot it, and we want to try and spread them around. And when somebody's open, you got to find them. And certainly everybody wants to key off it too, which is fine with us. We got a lot of others that can put the ball in the hole as well.
Yeah, and it's just, to me, the intensity on the defensive side. I thought Century, they had to shoot the ball unbelievably to stay with you, but once the shots didn't start going down, you could see they got frustrated in that second half.
Yeah, they're a little under the weather too, and some injuries, and so they're going to be a different team the next time we meet them, next week. So, but yeah, this is a good rivalry, and we knew we were going to get their best shot. We wanted to give them our best shot as well, and that's going to be, what's going to happen every time we line up, and that's what's going to happen in this next game as well.
Yeah, they beat you 12 of the last 13 times, so a great rivalry, and it seems to me you guys are maybe starting to feel like this year got the upper hand.
Well, maybe so. We'll see.
Great job, Coach.
Right.
Congratulations. Lily, what a game. You started outside, hit your first 2 threes, changed it up. You went by them outside. You went by them inside. They couldn't stop you at all today.
Yeah, I just knew coming in that they're ready to hurt us and get us out of our #1 seed. So I knew coming out we had to come out hard.
To me, the key for you guys were you got to the line and you made your free throws. They got you the ball in positions inside where you could score, and free throws wise, you were knocking them down.
Yeah, that was really important. Like in the locker room, he even said I'm open down there, so let's get it to me. And I've been working a lot in practice and everything to get down there.
How fun is that for you, knowing that, okay, you scored 35 tonight, but you don't have to score because you have so many other girls on your basketball team that can step up. They're going to double team you inside. You can spread the wealth.
Yeah, I love that because I know even if they do face guard me or whatever, or they try to play hard on me, I have a whole bunch of other girls, Eve, Everett, Kinley, Meg even. It's amazing to have them on my team.
What does that say about your team when you blow out the #2 team in the state by 20 plus points?
I don't even know. It's amazing. I'm proud of them.
Well, you played a great game. Congratulations. All right, back up to you guys.
Thank you, Chuck Clairmont on the floor. Job well done as always. How do you beat the Majettes? That's the question of the day, and I think there's a lot of people probably asking that as Minot High, the #1 ranked team, dominating performance over #2 Century, 86-58 the final score. It's our Planning Team Financial Shots Crossroads postgame show. When we come back, we're going to break down this matchup. We'll have our move of the game, the full stats and highlights after Minot High takes the first of 2 tonight here on the PSP Network.
On the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
Well, I don't know if I would say nobody saw that coming here tonight, but that score shocked some people, including me. All the credit in the world to Century, a valiant effort here tonight. Jason Schwartz sent it well. They're a little dinged up, and they're also maybe a little unhealthy. However, Minot High's performance, I don't care who you're playing. If you could shoot the basketball the way that they did tonight, not only from inside, but outside, and from the Serpro free throw line where they didn't miss in the second half, certainly a factor. They win 86-58 over Century. It's our Planning Team Financial Shaw's Crossroads postgame show. Planning Team Financial, whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team can help you every step of the way. At Shaw's Crossroads, home of the famous number 99. I like it for the banana cream pie, but everything on the menu is delicious. I'm telling you, Shaw's Crossroads is where it's at. 2 and 52 bypass east. Team buses are always welcome. Chuck, your overall thoughts on the ball game? That was an impressive one from Minot High.
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, it's a team that, I watched the Mandan game and thought, okay, this is a beatable team. As Mandan played them really well, actually had the game in hand, and then Lily Bell just turned it on and did what she does time and time again. I think she made 5 threes in about 2 minutes to kind of close the game out for in overtime. And I thought, somebody has a chance, but Century came out, and I don't want to say outclassed, but they can't match up inside, and that was the difference. I just liked what Coach Schwartz did. Spread the floor, got people in good positions, and it's one thing to draw it up on paper. It's another thing for your team to execute it, and I thought they executed it to perfection in terms of how they ran their offense, and then, like he said, how they played defense, especially that second half. I mean, they basically shut them down. They made a number of free throws. I think 12 free throws the second half the Patriots did, but ultimately I think they made just about 5 field goals in that second half. They cranked up the defense, and of course Jason Schwartz isn't going to say, when I said to him, probably a dumb question, how can you be stopped? And you're not going to give away any secrets, right? The question is, hey, when we're playing like that, or the answer, we're going to be really hard to stop, and that's a true statement. I don't know. I haven't seen everybody from out east, but they're a tall task.
Tall task, without a doubt. Here's your highlights of the ball game presented by our friends at Ryan Family Dealerships. Ryan Family Dealerships for 50 years, proudly serving Western North Dakota for car buyers and car shoppers. I can speak from experience. Ryan Family Dealerships is top of the line. 5 out of 5 stars. In my mind, Ryan Family Dealerships brings you the highlights. Chuck's got the overall individual numbers of this ball game.
All right, thanks, Nick. For the Patriots, as they had 8 in the scoring column, led by the 14 of the freshman Olivia Klimple getting her second start, I think, of the season, as she was 9 of 10 from the free throw in that second half. That was the big thing, got herself to the charity stripe. 9 points each for Fridley and Austin, but they did not score the second half. Austin didn't play much the second half. She was definitely under the weather, but Eden Fridley did not score the second half either. Abby Foslin had 7, 6 each for Katie Brown and Addie Weigel, 3 for Emma Davis, and then 2 for Allison Volk, their total of 58. They had 7 threes tonight to the Patriots, and they were 13 of 18 from the free throw line. That made up that 58 points. For the Majettes, well, 86 points when you're against a team that just gives up 39 a game. That is really impressive. You had 35 by Lily Bell, 25 at half. Cruz in the second half did not miss a free throw for her, as she had, 9 in the first half and 4 in the second. So she was 13 of 13 in the second half, or total in free throws were her 35 points. And then Maggie Fricky, a whole hum 20, 10 in the first, 10 in the second. She didn't miss a free throw. She was 8 for 8, had a couple threes, so 20 points for her. And 6 for Crew Lamore, 6 for Kinley Barch and Eve Knutson, 5 each for Everett DeShaw and Avery Lundy, and then 3 for Presley Bennett. I think that's the only shot she shot tonight. Minot for the game, 10 threes, and more importantly, 24 of 25 from the charity stripe. 86 points against the number 1 team defensively in the West region. That's pretty damn good as they win 86 to 58.
Without question. Thanks for the reset, partner. Time for our MVP here tonight, brought to you by Sport Clips, home of the MVP haircut experience. Minot and Bismarck is where you can find them. I get my haircut there, and I've got the app on my phone. It's quick, it's convenient, I love it. You just hop in and out you go at Sport Clips. They do a great job where you can get the MVP haircut experience at Sport Clips.
You recommended them.
I really do recommend them. I'm a big fan of Sport Clips.
Love it.
No question tonight, Lily Bell in your mind?
Oh, there's no question. I mean, the confidence she plays with, the confidence that she talks with, hit a couple threes. All right, I'm going to come out on you. I'm going to go by you. I'm going to make all my free throws. I'm going to get out in the fast break. I'm going to take it. I mean, every facet of the game tonight, she did. Most likely had a double-double. I'm pretty sure she had 10 rebounds and probably a half a dozen assists. So pretty impressive. Lily Bell, our Sport Clips MVP of the game.
Time for our move of the game, brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, it's Jobbers with your moving and storage needs. Jobbers has locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. There's so many that we could have picked from here tonight. This is one that was in the chamber. Minot High up 51-38. At this point, Minot High was kind of already off to the races, if you will, but just one of those highlights that shows what kind of game our MVP had here tonight. And how do you compete with that? It's both ends of the floor, Chuck, that really is why that highlight was selected for Lily Bell.
You're right. I mean, she steps in, gets a steal in a big position, and then shows her dribbling ability, goes coast to coast. It appears like Erica Lee stops her, and instead she shows a little, stutter step move off that right hand on the right side and leans in and gives her the. That wasn't the too small one. Must have been a different one. Was that the too small?
I think it might have been.
What an impressive game, and Lily Bell, an impressive young lady, not just on the floor, but listening to her speak too. Just, she's done it so many times, right? How many times has she been our MVP of the game? The Sport Clips MVP, and this is the Jobbers Moving and Storage move of the game, but double dip for her tonight. She deserves it.
Without question. 86-58 is the final. If you thought that was fun, get ready for the next one. The boys hit the floor. When we come back, we'll have our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Number 1 Minot, number 4 Century. One that we've been waiting for quite a while. Comes up next on the PSP Network.
You need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire and Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire and Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
When it's time to choose your team, you want to pick the best.
I pick Carson Wentz. I pick Hunter Lipke.
Where'd you come from?
I was in football just like you.
Always choose people you know and trust for your team, like your community bankers at First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins. your agents with answers in Mandan.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
That sinking feeling you get when this happens? That's oil change-anxiety. The anxiety of being without a car with a billion things to do. The fear of being overcharged. The stress of not knowing where to go or who to trust. But you never get those feelings at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, where you can watch us work right from your car, and we finish up in about 15 minutes.
We changed your oil and did our 18-point safety check.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Service you can see, experts you can trust.
Better buckle up tight. Time for the boys matchup. Number 1, Minot at 15-1. Number 4, Bismarck Century at 13-2. Welcome into our Valvoline Instant Oil Change pregame show. Nick Hulberg joined by Chuck Clairmont. Chuck, there isn't a whole lot of time between these matchups as we get ready for the pregame show here. Brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. The locations in Minot and Bismarck, by the way. 15 minutes for the drive-thru oil change. You can't beat it at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. This one deserves a little more time and a little more build-up because this really is a marquee matchup in North Dakota.
Well, these two teams have played so many times. You go back to the West Region titles, and one of these two teams have pretty much been in it every year. Last year was the same situation as Century swept the series, but Minot had run 7 in a row before last year. Century comes in, wins 3, including that West Region title, 63-58. But these two teams are different, Nick. They are really different teams when you look at the people who have left, including Mr. Basketball, Derek Dessett, and Gunville and Nygaard. I mean, you talk about senior leaders on your basketball team, kids that were 70-9 on the course of their career, a first, a second, and a fifth last year. So losing those guys and Minot again being number 1, it's crazy. That says so much about Coach Winchesky and about the team that he's established here. Then you turn the tides over the Patriots, and you talk about losing kids, Doppler, Erickson, Ware, Edlin, Burst. I mean, they lost everybody except Isaiah Schaefer, and they've turned the page and showed how good their program is, and bringing on kids like Drew Kemple and Nisley and Kinnebrew, names you've heard a lot. So it's just impressive that these people, these two teams and coaches just keep bringing on new kids because of their programs. And Coach Mattern and Coach Winchesky, it's impressive. The two programs this year is no different than what they've had in years past.
Looking at the standings coming in, how do they stack up against the rest of the competition in the West? Well, Minot's number 1, Bismarck at number 2, Century's at number 3. Bismarck and Dickinson have beaten Century. Bismarck has beaten Minot to have Minot their only loss inside of the season. Minot 2 wins in a row. Bismarck's the hottest team. They're plus 10 right now. Jordan Wilhelm's team really playing well. What does that mean as far as the polls concerned and the media? How do they deem that these teams stack up? Well, Minot sits at 1, Bismarck at number 2. I thought Bismarck might have got slighted a little bit. You beat number 1 Minot, number 2 Century. You fall in line at number 2 when the poll comes out. Jordan Wilhelm told me he doesn't really look at the poll anyway. It doesn't matter. However, the Demons are for real. So is Davies. So is Century at number 4 and Cheyenne at number 5.
They all got votes. Even the Patriots got a vote. You got 9 number 1 votes for Minot, 5 for Bismarck, 2 for Davies, 1 for the Patriots. And so, you just take a look at this from both on the boys' side. It feels like, there's definitely some parity. A lot of good teams in the mix right there in the West Region with Minot, Bismarck, Century. And Dickinson is playing very well. Won the last 3, including knocking off the Patriots at home the other day. And so, then don't forget about Mandan when you got one of the best players in Hudson Sheldon. So, I keep looking at this, and all I can think about is West Region tournament. Oh, my gosh. But we got a lot left, including a big one today.
We've got that West Region tournament for you folks on the PSP Network. Wall-to-wall coverage. February 29th through March 2nd. Some of the kids that will be there. Here's your WDA scoring leaders as of January 28th. Parker Falcon from Legacy averaging 22.3. Isaiah St. Romain from Williston. How about the Coyotes? Gave Century a scare just a couple games ago. He averages 21 per game. Christian Benning at St. Mary's. They're no walkover by any means at St. Mary's. Hudson Sheldon from Mandan averaging 20. And we see Isaiah Schaefer, number 5 in the conference, leading the Century Patriots, the best free throw shooter and three-point shooter in the West region on the floor tonight. Logan Conklin not far off of this list inside of North Dakota high school basketball for Minot High on the west side of the state. Conklin coming in at number 8 here tonight, but there's your top 5 in the WDA.
Yeah, a little more balanced with a lot of guys scoring in that 20-point range. You got 6 guys all the way down to even Dalton Lamb from Jamestown. So a lot of studs. We didn't mention the Logan Conklins. How do we get through a whole broadcast and don't even bring up the name of a guy, one of the best athletes in the state of North Dakota, and Logan Conklin? That, you know, he isn't your typical basketball kid, right? He is an athlete. He gets by to me because he's just a great athlete, and that's not to say he's not a good basketball player, because he's a really good basketball player. But it just shows that Minot, Eric Winchesky, he's more of a true basketball kid. You watch him on the floor, he gets it, his toughness, everything else. You know, I don't know who the leader is. I watch a lot of Minot. I almost feel like he's kind of the floor leader on this team. Who do you think, Nick, when you look at this Minot team?
I would say that it's Winchesky or Conklin without a doubt. However, an unsung hero and somebody that really carries a big part of that load is Schaefer, which would carry us into this Keys to the Game, brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. Quick start for Century tonight, and that battle in the paint, that's where I go back to what you just asked me. Conklin, Schaefer, they win and lose depending on how well that battle inside goes and how much room that frees on the outside.
They are both so good and so strong inside. Conklin averaging almost 4 offensive rebounds a game, so they're big. They're the guys in the middle. Century's got to stop those guys in order to be successful, and they got to get out quick. They can't get behind like they were 40-19 to Dickinson, so they got to have a quick start.
Shell, Winchesky, Conklin, Bedell, and Schaefer. On the other side, Schomer, Schaefer, Kempel, Jensen, and Nisley for the Century Patriots. We are officially underway from Century High School. Minot High wins the opening tip. Offensive rebound for the Maroon and Gold early on as Conklin has it on the near wing. Conklin drives into the paint. He's stripped on the play, and we go the other direction now as the basketball's taken there and worked up by Garrett Nisley.
His first start of the year. It's a big game for him. He's been playing so well. See how he plays against a Minot defense if pressure.
Nisley averaging 6.8 points per game over his last 5. There's the money ball from downtown, and Isaiah Schaefer. Keep an eye on this young man as his career is only going to continue to elevate. That's three-pointer number 56. So it was only a 2.
Just inside the three-point line. Just stepped across that line.
Thank you, Chuck.
No, that's so close, though. It looked like he was deep. And hey, every time he releases the ball, you think he's, 20 feet or further. But he's showed this year that he's not just a long-distance shooter. He can post up. He can get inside. He can take it off the dribble.
Guaranteed he's going to watch it back on PSP tonight and say, I don't know if my foot was on the line or not. I'd give me the tray on that one. On the drive, basketball taken by Kempel. Rebound inside, put up ball. Easy miss there for Schomer. Minot High at defense, and away with it comes Peyton Shell.
Well, Shell's one of the top 5 in blocks. His arms seem like they go forever.
Conklin for 3, missed. Oh, then Conklin went down hard on the rebound attempt.
They're going to get Schomer. We just talked about Conklin and his offensive rebounds a game, and right there he's already had one that you better, when you're guarding him, you better box him out because he's going hard to the rack.
Conklin into the paint, using the muscle, up, drops and falls, and Conklin's got his first 2 of the first 2 for the Magi.
Use that shoulder, got inside, little bit of the shoulder dip against Schomer, and used it to perfection as he got the jump hook to go.
Worked on the outside. This is Garrett Nisley, the sophomore. Around the horn they go with it as it's bounced in now to Schaefer. Back to those keys to the game here tonight, Chuck. Brought to you by Northern Plains Heating and Air. For Minot High with their size advantage inside. On the other side, that was the key for Minot High. The key for Century that we talked about pregame here tonight was that Century can't avoid any big runs from Minot High or any letdowns, especially early on. They need a quick start in this ballgame.
Well, they're showing the physical power of Conklin. Twice now he basically has bullied Schomer out of the way, ran him over there. I mean, a good run over from that perspective to get his second bucket of the game.
4-2, Minot High leads on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. BNC.bank, find them online. Locations in North Dakota and Arizona. Big block inside. Bedell got up and swatted that one away, and landed Bedell, 6'6" junior forwards, and not in my house. Ball's turned over, however, by the Magi.
Second turnover. Coach Winchesky's nodding and saying, hey, all right, great block. Good idea, get into an outlet. Just kind of take a deep breath. Got AJ Spears already in the game for the Patriots. As you're seeing the size, he is the beef off the bench. He's going to have a big game, I think, inside to bring some of that physical presence on the floor for the Patriots.
If you watch the entire broadcast, starting with the girls showdown tonight, you heard me talking about a short conversation I had with Maggie Fricke before the game and how she was dialed in earlier on tonight pregame. That's a deep three. It's dropped in. And Jensen's got his first three of the ball game, 12th of the year for the Pats.
And a great feed by Spears. He got the ball inside, nice inside-out look.
Conklin was off the mark. Back to that conversation with Fricke from earlier on. We talked about how she was locked in. Shell has the block. Yes. Speaking of locked in, I had a conversation. Dean Winchesky was sitting next to Darren Mattern. Dean Winchesky in year number 16, Mattern in year number 14. Talk about two guys that are intense no matter what you're doing with them. That's a three-pointer, and Schaefer drops it in.
Yeah, I mean, they're friends, but they're enemies. You know what I mean? You could see the intensity. I could feel it having them sit next to each other, that these two guys have got in each other's face more than once. They are just ultra competitors.
Rebound pulled down by the Pats.
A good block by Spears. That showed the physicality there, holding his ground against Logan Conklin.
Kemple worked it around up top, comes back over to Oliver Jensen. Now on the drive, basketball taken. Back with the right hand, getting it to roll in. Spears drops in 2 points.
Boy, everybody kind of got out of his way, and he faked that ball, that pass, and then drop step to the inside for A.J. Spears.
First field goal of the ball game for A.J. Patriots by 5 as Conklin has it here. Conklin tried to go to Schaefer. Minot's going to turn the basketball over.
A good help from behind by Schaefer. Conklin, he was thinking he's got his elbow knocked from behind. That's kind of what he's saying. Like, hey, wait a minute. I was trying to pass, but he helped it. Third turnover for the Magicians. And this is one thing the Patriots, they are intense defensively too. They're going to get out and get in your face.
Pats with possession here with Drew Kemple. Works it back across far side. Garrett Nisley. His sister playing at Nebraska. Deep three. Schaefer way downtown. Just missed. Shell's going to pull it in. Shell runs it forward. He's stripped by Schaefer. Now the lead out comes away to Nisley, and Nisley slows it up as he sets it up here. Now on the drive underneath. Spears open. Look. Rolling, dropping, and Spears has two more.
And what a great dish by Oliver Jensen. Shuffle pass down to Spears and somehow got the ball to hang on the rim.
Here's Winchesky, the all-region player. Off to Fisher Johnson. Nelson up top. Now Shell. He can fire for three. Swoosh!
Hey, is there a more improved guy in the West region than Peyton Shell? I mean, I didn't know his name last year until the last game of the year against Jamestown, and he just came on strong.
I like that call. He certainly is. 34th three-pointer of the year for Shell. Minot trails 11-7 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Be transformative for your small business. The best bank for your business will offer competitive fees and so much more. At BNC National Bank, our team is proud to offer you a helpful, supportive, above and beyond banking relationship. Starting to stress about the complexities of qualifying for a small business loan? BNC can guide you through the process with much less stress and likely far more success. Speak to one of our team members today.
Well, there you see Dean Winchesky. 6 state championships for Dean Winchesky, 4 at Minot High School. The others at Dickinson when he was with the midget program from 2001 to 2008. Not a bad record for the Midgets. 109 wins, 76 defeats for Dean Winchesky. Those two crowds certainly raised tall on the banners hanging inside the Dickinson High School gymnasium.
And that was hard for him to leave, right? He really had established himself in the community as a teacher and a coach. But hey, when you have the opportunity to replace a legend in Gene Manson and go back to where you're from and grew up and played college, it's hard to say no to that offer.
Winchesky, spin move, little razzle-dazzle off the mark. Spears had the rebound. Minot took down Dickinson just the other night on Friday. They won 68-47 as Dean Winchesky returned to the old stomping grounds, quote unquote. That Dickinson team's good, man, I'm telling you.
They are. They're playing well.
Cranston and company, they're going to cause some problems come tournament time. If you had to pick 4 right today on the spot coming out of the West region, would you be able to confidently say that? There's Spears inside again as he drops it in on the roll.
Yeah, think of that one. The play of the games right now is the spin move, the pearl, the underhand lefty off the glass. That was impressive. I'd go Minot, Bismarck, Century, and man, that fourth one's a tough one. Wow.
Inside Fisher Johnson, the bucket, and he's fouled on the play.
And that's one thing as a coach I know a little frustrated with, saying we know what Minot runs. They run the offense, they run the back cut, they run the back pick. You got to get yourself out in front of it, and that's where Garrett Nisley, he's going to get talked to right there by the coaches saying, hey, you got to be prepared to that, but Minot runs it to perfection, and Fisher Johnson showed right there. When you turn that corner on that back pick, you go right down the lane. Good dish, good finish.
Nisley charged with number 1. Fisher Johnson converts on the old-fashioned three-point play, a young man that averages 3.3 per night. He's got 3 right now. Minot High's back within 3. 13-10, Pats on top. 11:05 to tick down first half.
Jenner Smoody now had got a lot of starts early in this year, and get Nisley kind of stepped up for him. We'll see if he takes that personally.
Look at Schaefer tower up against Winchesky, but he was off the mark. Here's Conklin, bounces it forward. Fisher Johnson crashes, bangs, and then there's a foul on the rebound underneath as Conklin went up after the basketball.
I mean, he just sniffs out the ball time and time again. First of all, it started with the tremendous defense by Winchesky, Nick, and he is such a good all-around basketball player. He's going to guard your best guard, and he is going to also be a guy that's going to score for you. Got the stop against Schaefer, and then just pushed it to the other end, and Conklin just showed his power.
Here's Logan Conklin from the Serpro free throw line, and Conklin drops that one in. Conklin coming into the ball game shooting 56% from the stripe. Foul was charged on Kennebrew, if you're keeping track at home, by the way.
Gibby, a freshman.
How about Spears?
Somebody's got to pinch him. Spears averaging 4 a game, has not made a 3 on the year. Only attempted 3, hits the 3 trail. He's got a smile bigger than the Missouri River.
Here's Winchesky, little runner, teardrop, gets it to fall in, and Winchesky's got an answer.
I think that was a travel. That's what assistant coach Madden is saying. He was jump stopped, but I think that's what he did, Nick. He had jump stopped, hadn't established a pivot, stepped through, and what an impressive teardrop there for Winchesky.
That 3 is going to be off the mark as Jenner Smoody and Nelson on top of him. Winchesky on the fast break. 2-on-1, back to Winchesky from Johnson. They bring it back up. Here's Conklin. Goes to Winchesky. 3 land. That's an air ball from Winchesky as he had maybe some coverage there from Smoody and a hand in the way. Yeah. Schaefer against Winchesky. Pair of all-West region players. Back to Spears. He's got the hot hand. Goes up just off the mark. Winchesky back down with it. Winchesky hits the brakes as he goes one-on-one against Schaefer.
Oh, what happened there?
Over and back is the charge on the bad shot.
Yeah, I think Fisher Johnson did not establish himself in the backcourt, Nick. So when he left the floor and caught it, that's an over and back. Good call by the officials right there. Coach Winchesky a little frustrated. I think he's kind of going, hey, son, you got to keep your dribble right. Don't put our team in a position like that. 5 turnovers for the Magi.
Conklin knocks that pass in out of play to Kennebrew. It will be Century basketball again.
Coach Polasek at NDSU is going to be excited about Logan Conklin, he will make his presence felt at some point in time. I can guarantee you, whether he's playing, free safety is kind of safety's position he played in high school. I don't see him playing there.
You've done this for a long time in this role of color analyst for sports broadcasting at Bismarck. Conklin, a player on the football field. Obviously, we all know what he brought to the table as a football player on both offense and defense. However, on the basketball floor, that one's going to fall in on the nice play inside. Drew Kemple drops it home for 2.
Yeah, out of bounds play, power move for him. Drop step inside with the left hand.
In your mind, is Conklin a next level basketball guy as well, at least in the state?
I don't know about that. I feel like he's I don't even know what position I'd be. I would say it's hard to say. I kind of think back to myself and in the high school days finishing saying, you could easily see football as his sport. Would he be a guy that would play? Is it a Mayville? Is it surely a JUCO at BSC or, Wahpeton, improve his skills and get attention and potentially go someplace, after that. That's really hard to say because he's raw. You know what I mean? He's raw on the basketball court.
Good for at least a slam dunk a night, it seems, if he's got the open look at it. Deep 3, Schaefer, my goodness.
Peyton Shell just kind of went, are you kidding me? I had a hand up. I was right there. How did that go in?
Second 3 of the ball game for Schaefer. 57 of them now, leading all players in the West region for 3-pointers on the season. Shot clock at 14. Winchesky into the paint. Up top for Shell. He can fire from downtown. That one's off the mark, however, as he had Schaefer on top of him. And Century has the lead, their biggest of the ball game, at 21-13 and the basketball. Under 8 to play now, first half. Here's Schaefer. Oh, he's hounded by Shell. That's a block for Peyton Shell as Schaefer went down strong.
His third.
Bedell inside, back out to Shell. Worked inside, Bedell, open look, nice give and go.
Smoody's knock, he's going to come out as defensively. Coach Matter not happy with him. Is you got to stay behind a guy like that. You can't take the chance to go around him and give him a wide open layup. But give equal credit by Bedell holding Smoody off. That was Bedell, right?
Correct. Yes.
Thank you.
Here's a 3 attempt on its way. Too strong off the back of the iron. Another block there as Eric Winchesky says, I don't think so. Well, you look at Minot High in their last 5. They beat Dickinson 68-47. 59-47 over Williston. They lost to Bismarck 56-74. They beat St. Mary's 91-50, and they beat Legacy 69-61. In that span, Chuck, Minot High, their field goal percentage, they average 42% per night, and on the nights that they're shooting well, they're certainly a different basketball team as Bedell ends up on the ground.
They're going to get Kemple with the reach around as he missed the layup. Mad at himself on that one. Kind of that foul, you miss a layup, you go right back out and double the disappointment, and you get a missed layup and a foul.
Back to that conversation about the Magi. Field goal percentage against Bismarck High. They shot 34% from the field. They only shot 17% from 3. Bismarck High wore them down in that ball game. Oh my goodness, slamma-jamma from Grayson Schaefer with authority. And Schaefer elevates the Minot High faithful. Another look at it on the Ryan Family Dealerships replay. How about this play?
And a great pick by Bedell. Then he just shows his speed and his athleticism as he goes and throws it down with authority.
Minot High inching closer, 21-17 Pats. Grayson Schaefer with the slamma-jamma gives the Magi a little bit of the Uncle momentum onto their side.
If you're looking for a new vehicle, Ryan Family Dealerships has the best selection we've had in years. You'll find fantastic offers from Nissan, Honda, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Hold on. Ryan sells Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram?
Yes, we do, and we'd love to sell one to you. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations in Minot and Williston. Get your next vehicle from a name you know and trust. Ryan Family Dealerships.
The times have changed just a bit, Chuck. Slam dunks seem to be a major part of any high school basketball game in AA ball, and that young man right there, Grayson Schaefer, just had a big one for the Magi.
I mean, you just talk about his athletic ability. You know, the combination, basketball, a great track athlete, high jumper, long jumper, triple jumper, and a great tennis player, second in doubles. You don't see that combination very often, Nick. And I mean, I would bet he'd probably be a pretty good swimmer in his right, huh? Got pretty good bloodlines on the swimming side.
I would have to think. Three-pointer rattled in, then out. That one was robbery as Gibson Kinnebrew almost had his 15th three of the year.
How did that not stay down?
Perry Olson, longtime official in the Magic City. There's Conklin dropping it in. Perry Olson always says that tennis is actually a tougher sport than you might think, Chuck. We talked about that when he was on color commentary during a football matchup on the PSP network this year.
I had a friend, Andy Bauer, was a tremendous tennis player, and he put a lot of time into it. That's a very competitive sport.
Double teamed inside and whacked on the play was Cale Schomer.
You know, he's one of the most improved too. I've watched his basketball game, averaging double figures, 5 points or 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He really has been a big reason for the success of the Patriots as well, coming on strong.
Schomer 1 for 1 from the ServPro free throw line. ServPro with 24/7 emergency service with trained technicians and advanced technology at ServPro, serving Western North Dakota.
You know, you've done this so much. You don't even need a read sheet for those groups anymore, Nick.
And my mind is made up when things happen like the office flooded last year. I had ServPro's phone number memorized. I was ready for them.
That's a good reason to have them memorized, right?
Yeah.
Took care of you.
Well, and I've got the Shots Crossroads menu pretty much memorized right now as well. They bring you the post game tonight. Planning team does also want to thank our friends at Planet Pizza. Speaking of lunch and dinner, Planet Pizza, they're open for the lunch buffet tomorrow. Try the Blue Buffalo Pizza or plain cheese at Planet Pizza. I like their stuffed breadsticks, so they've got the best chicken wings in mind, and I'm not just saying that. Planet Pizza really does. They are out of this world. Nice inbound play there. Schaefer off the mark as Spears was on top of him.
Schaefer mad at himself. He's like, okay, that one I should have had. Good out of bounds call, just a lob to him. And man, he shows why he's one of the best jumpers, you know, long jump, high jump, triple jump. I mean, he has got springs in those legs.
Number 2 rebounder in the conference. Number 5 in blocks and assists for Grayson Schaefer coming into the ball game here tonight.
Father, the voice of the Magi, right?
That's right. Eric Schaefer, always great to see him. He's here tonight. Jump shot off the mark. And not really a jump shot, a little attempt from inside.
He had the trees, and Schaefer and Conklin, they were right there, as was Braden Nelson. You know, Nelson, I was talking to somebody, said, hey, he used to be a point guard in JV last year. Another block.
He grew.
Exactly. Chesky's doing a heck of a job against Schaefer. 2 blocks on him on jump shots.
Under 5 to play, first half. Century leading 22-19. Offensive is the charge on Winchesky.
Yeah, and Century is so good at that. Really just disciplined to come over and help out. Great job by Winchesky going by Schaefer, but then even better job of Schomer recognizing that and coming over with the help and drawing the offensive charge on Eric Winchesky.
Century with the basketball. Worked up top, Oliver Jensen around the horn from Kinnebrew back into the hands of Garrett Nisley. Kinnebrew for 3, triple, yes sir.
Sophomore to freshman Nisley, you're going to hear those 2 names a long time and a lot of points for these 2 guys. Great step back 3 and a nice assist by Nisley.
15 on the year now for Nisley from 3 land. As Nelson's got it, he goes over to Fisher Johnson. Century up 25-19 with 4:17 to play in the first half. Grayson Schaefer inside, sent it down to Nelson, just off his fingertips.
Speaking of Nisley, turned the tube on Super Bowl Sunday as his sister Logan plays for Nebraska. They're taking on Caitlin Clark in Iowa State. The tickets, I was talking to a guy earlier, he said normally they go for about $40 a ticket, $1,500 for courtside seats for that game.
My goodness. Kinnebrew off the mark. Spears tracks down the rebound. Kinnebrew's got it again on the drive. Tried for the reverse. Shell was there and he blocked him.
4 blocks for Shell.
Grayson Schaefer off to Conklin in the corner. Yeah, Logan Nisley having quite a year at Nebraska. It's been fun to watch her on the Big Ten Network.
She's getting, 15 minutes a game? There's a block.
Spears got in the way of Winchesky.
Defense this game has been big. These two teams, it was 18-13 at the 9-minute mark. You hardly have any points scored. Just 7 for the Patriots, 6 for the Magicians in the last almost 6 minutes.
And think about that, Minot High, 80 points per game on average, Century with 80 points per game on average. Minot High was 74. Here's a 3 on its way. That one rattled in, then out. Century's outscored their opponents on the year by 327 total points. The Magi have outscored their opponents by 341 on the season. Shell battling inside. Kinnebrew shuts the door again, and Kinnebrew says, I don't think so.
Pogo stick on Kinnebrew getting up quick, that quick leap.
Block party is on at Century High School on the drive. Nice effort there, but no good as that one off the mark.
Shell with the defense again.
Shell's got it. This is a dogfight tonight, Chuck. Yeah. Physical ball game again as Conklin goes inside, finds Winchesky on the reverse underneath. And Winchesky puts it up and scores. Line it back within 4 on the Ryan Family Dealerships instant replay. Ryan Family Dealerships locations in Minot and Williston. They've been proudly serving Western North Dakota for over 50 years. Patriots by 4, 25-21. They've got the lead.
Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
WDA Coach of the Year, Darren Mattern, has his Patriots up by 4 on the #1 team in the state of North Dakota, Minot High here tonight. Are you thinking that Mattern is satisfied with where they're at right now early in the contest?
I mean, defensively, yes. I think offensively he's a little frustrated with how they're playing, but I would say that's more of a Minot defense than anything.
Conklin into the paint. Trying to go back door again to Winchesky, and the hands were there. Oliver Jensen, the senior, took it away for the Patriots.
He read that. Winchesky does such a good job. You overplay him, he goes backdoor cut. Got it last time on Schaefer, but now this time against Oliver Jensen did not come up with the backdoor.
Jensen back up top. They work it away to Drew Kemple.
Well, he's been quiet.
Kemple coming in, averaging 13 per game. There's Schaefer inside. Schaefer goes off the window and scores.
He lost it going up there, but got the ball right back and then got the ball up before Conklin got a chance to come over and help out.
10 for Schaefer. Number 5 in the West region, according to points. 9 for Schaefer, excuse me.
That 1 3-pointer was only a 2, the first one.
Nisley, triple.
Nisley's really coming on strong. 33s coming into this game. And that's exactly, he's the type of guy the Patriots needed, another offensive threat.
Spears blocks Conklin.
3 blocks tonight. A.J. Spears is stepping up big time.
1.9 blocks per game for Century collectively. Minot with 3 coming in. They've reached that quota tonight.
And then some.
Under a minute to play, first half. Century by 9, 30-21. They've got the lead on the BNC National Bank scoreboard. Into the paint, hanging, firing that one off the mark for Kemple.
You know, I was looking at these officials. They are wringing wet right now, too, as they've been toweling off and drinking the water, and they've been doing a great job. They've been moving up and down the court, and the intensity is all over today.
Conklin will inbound the basketball. Full court press is on here from the Patriots. Fisher Johnson has the duties of carrying it up across the timeline. Tonight's game brought to you by Prestwich Orthodontics. Visit minotbraces.com for free virtual consultations and 0% financing at Prestwich Orthodontics. There's Schaefer inside, smiling after that feed from Conklin.
Well, that was, right in between two defenders, how he was able to spread the needle. That just shows how good Conklin is. 2.5 assists a game, a couple steals, 7 rebounds, 17 points. And don't get me wrong, he just isn't a true basketball guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he isn't good.
Deep three on its way. Well, the intangibles that are there and that compete level is something pretty special in that young man.
And when you're an athlete, okay? He's an athlete.
Sent in. Schaefer at the horn. Oh, it was hit then out. Rebound comes up. Oh, it was almost Nisley that ended us on the half with a bucket, but it rattled in then out. We've got ourselves a ball game tonight, folks, here at the Century Gymnasium. Number 4, Patriots, 30. Number 1, Magi, 23. Magic Towing. Halftime report comes up next on the PSP Network.
Your car. You need someone you can trust. Someone who cares about your safety, your budget, and your peace of mind. At Trusted Tire & Auto, trust is more than just a word. It's at the heart of everything we do. We're a local business, owned and operated by people who live and work in this community. And we believe that by building relationships based on trust and care, we can make our community a better place to live and drive. Trusted Tire & Auto, where trust, care, and community meet on the road.
When it's time to choose your team, you want to pick the best.
I pick Carson Wentz. I pick Hunter Lipke.
Where'd you come from? I was in football just like you.
Always choose people you know and trust for your team, like your community bankers at First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
You have built an amazing life by working hard and doing your job well. Delivering financial advice is what we do well. At Ameriprise Financial, our job is to use our skills, experience, and research to help you become more successful in today's economy. What we want you to walk away from each encounter with is satisfaction in knowing that together, we've done what we can to help you work toward a better future.
There is no place like the country club. 18 holes of immaculate golf, along with golf simulator, PGA staff, club fitting and lesson, driving range and practice green, pro shop, delicious food, endless fun in the pool, and activities for the whole family. Learn more and become a member today.
It's Tundra Month at Cedric Thiel Toyota. With more than 30 new Tundras to choose from, starting under $50,000, there's a Tundra to fit every lifestyle. Built in Texas and sold right here in Bismarck, North Dakota, the Tundra is more than just a truck. It's an experience. Step inside to discover comfort and cutting-edge technology with the very best safety features. From the rugged SR5 to the luxurious Capstone, there is a Tundra for every adventure. Just off I-94 is exit 161 in Bismarck. Cedric Thiel Toyota. Let's go places.
Nobody thinks about personal injury until it happens. But when injury strikes, so will your bills and the turmoil and everything you'll miss out on. It's a mess and you need someone to help it all make sense. That someone is Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride. We know the territory and the process, and we work smart and hard to get you results. It's easier to get back to normal knowing there's a team behind you. We're the ones the other side doesn't want you to call. We're on your side. Where's Schweigert, Clamine, and McBride?
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Number 1, Minot. Number 4, Century. The 4 seed, or 4th-ranked team, I should say. Patriots up by 7 at the Magic Towing halftime report. You blow it, we tow it. Magic Towing brings you the halftime here this evening. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call.
That's a great slogan, isn't it?
I came up with that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, you're an advertiser. You're a marketing guy by heart.
I told him that that's what it should be. He kind of chuckled, but it's got a catchy ring to it.
Absolutely it does.
Put this number in your phone now, 509-4011. It's Magic Towing again. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont. Chuck, your overall thoughts on that first half of basketball? It's really a war in the trenches, quote unquote, tonight.
I mean, it really has been. And, you know, we talk about the muscle of the Minot Magicians. Schaefer, he has 4. Conklin has his 7. You can feel that inside presence for Minot. But I mean, it's really been the tenacity, I think, of the Patriots, those offensive rebounds. And the guys coming in off the bench, and Nisley getting his first start hitting a 3, Kinneview getting a 3, Jensen playing well hitting a 3. And so it's kind of been the everybody participating, I think, on Century. It's given them that 30-23 lead. I know Schaefer's had a great first half and 9 points. But then you throw in Spears off the bench. You talk about a guy coming in and giving you a spark, a dude averaging 4 points a game, having 9 in the first half, not to mention 3 blocks and playing some nice big body defense on Logan Conklin. I mean, that's what a team needs in order to, in order to knock down a number 1 team. You got to have everybody participating, and Century's getting that right now. Ryan Family Dealerships brings you the highlights of the first half. On top of the highlights, here's Chuck Clairmont with the individual numbers in half 1. All right, thanks for Minot. 6 guys in double figures, led by the 7 of Logan Conklin. 3 buckets and 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. 4 for Grayson Schaefer, including a rim-rattling jam. And then 3 each for Peyton Shell. Fisher Johnson has an and 1. And then Eric Winchesky has 4 points. Lennon Bedell also had a nice drop step layup for his bucket for their 23 points. They had 1 3-pointer and 2 for 3 from the free throw line. For the Patriots, 9 each for A.J. Spears, a 3 and 3 twos, including his first 3 of the season for him. And then Isaiah Schaefer just steady as she goes. 3 twos and a triple, his 56 of the season. 3 points each for a trio of Patriots, including Oliver Jensen, Garrett Nisley, and Gibby Kinnebrew. A bucket for Drew Kemple in a quiet first half, and then Cale Schomer, 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. Only 2 free throws that the Patriots shot that first half, but they do have 5 big threes, so half of their points coming from downtown for the Patriots as they lead 30-23 at half. Here's what the numbers look like on paper. 5 3-pointers are the difference right now in this ball game. Speaking of 3-pointers, there's some young men on the floor here at halftime, entertaining the crowd and nailing pretty some. Cool. That's these guys are getting the crowd loving it. They're dropping long threes, putting a show on out there. Love it. Speaking of 3-pointers, we've got plenty coming your way on the PSP Network. Tournament coverage and a lot of it. Starting next week, the WDA Hockey Tournament live from the VFW in Bismarck. I'll be on the call along with Matt Morelli, Todd Domries, Lane Seneby. All 11 games from the WDA Hockey Tournament. Then we'll have the Region 4 Girls Class B Tournament, the Region 4 and Region 3 Girls Play-In Day. Then the WDA Tournament. That's one that we're looking forward to for high school hoops, followed by the Region 3 and Region 4 Boys Tournaments in Class B, followed by the Region 3 and 4 Play-In Day. It's all coming your way on the PSP Network. We are thrilled to bring it to you, folks. Couldn't be more excited
This one's the one that I look forward to. It's quickly become my favorite tournament of all of them. I know a lot of people love the B, and obviously the Super A is pretty special, but there's something about that WDA basketball tournament, isn't there?
Well, okay, let's be real. From the basketball side, it's your favorite of all of them, but I mean, you're a hockey guy. We also have that WDA hockey tournament. Now, I don't know if that compares. Maybe the state does for hockey, but when it comes to pure fan, when you can watch one side, you get girls in the beginning, you got the boys on the other side, you can watch, we can go back and forth, there's stagger starts, you know, then there's a play-in games, a loser out on the other side. I mean, it's an intense 3 days of tremendous basketball that crowds get into it, and you can't have a better venue than the event center when it comes to basketball. That's a great special place to play.
Don't tell any of the hockey people watching. That WDA basketball tournament's where it's at, my friends. I'm
awesome.
telling you, it's going to be a good one. WDA hockey will be good as well. The parity in high school hoops in the West region, though, is something special.
Boys and girls, it's going to be a lot of battles. They're going to come down to, there's going to be some sad people, some people crying that last day in those play-in games, you know, get into state as there's 3 big games that last day, obviously the championship, but then there's play-in games in that West region that, you know, some good teams aren't going to make it. And there'll be some crying going on, I can tell you that for sure.
Tears of joy and agony on that day, without question.
Yeah.
7-point lead for the Patriots at the break. We'll come back with our second half here on the PSP Network.
Meet Gary. Gary is an ordinary guy, but right now Gary has car trouble. Gary doesn't know about magic towing. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing. We are here to help 24/7. Magic Towing in Western North Dakota. Don't be like Gary. Remember the name and the number. It's Magic Towing.
Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont on the call. It's officially time for the second half. Minot is in maroon. Century is in white if you're just joining us. Deep 3 to start, and Nisley bangs from downtown.
How about the confidence on that kid? You know what I mean? I mean, it's catch and shoot. There's no denying right now that he has put a ton of time honing his craft in, and that's shooting the basketball.
Some guys just have it, don't they?
You think? I bet you Logan can still take him, I'm guessing. I'm sure it's getting closer maybe between the two, but I'm sure Logan can still take him.
Imagine what those battles are like in the driveway. There's been a few nets that have gone through the Nisley household, I'd have to imagine.
There absolutely has. That's a great comment.
50 seconds into the second half. Century by 10. They've got the basketball here. They work up top with Schober. Now Jensen surveys here at the point. Nisley, heat check. Swoosh!
Don't leave him open. Coach Winchesky with the stare down saying, you got to find the guys, and he's one of the guys that can knock it down. And when you got him shooting like that, and you also have Isaiah Schaefer who's knocking down threes. We haven't even talked about Smoody, who's got 23.
Conklin inside. There's Minot's key.
Yep.
As Conklin drops it in.
Well, just gets that big body, takes up space inside. Defender was behind him, but I mean, it just shows he gets the game. He gets space and where he needs to be to score.
Somebody's probably going to have to get in the pocket of Nisley here. He calls for it on the far side. Ball's tossed out of play.
Hey, number 2 had been knocking down threes all at halftime, but he wanted another one. He was open.
Give me the basketball. I'm ready for it.
I think I just have Century with 2 turnovers, so.
This ball game on the PSP Network, proudly brought to you by our friends at Minot State University. Be seen, be heard, be you. It's Minot State with more than 96% recent college grads either employed or continuing their education at Minot State University. Conklin's got back-to-back field goals, 11 in the ball game.
Well, they're playing off him, but they got to figure out, hey, he might not be a three-point shooter, but he's really good in that mid-range jump shot.
Nisley off the side of the rim. Ball put back in, and it's Shell that ends up with it, but Century stepped on the end line before it was tossed back into play.
Little heat check, wasn't quite set on that one, kind of rushed it. But hey, when you make 2, you got the go with shooting that third one.
In Century's losses to Dickinson and to Bismarck High, they shot 33% for three and 37% from the field. That was against Dickinson, 33% and 13% for three against Bismarck High. That was a beatdown at the hand of Jordan Wilhelm's Bismarck High Demons right here in this gymnasium. Second effort and the look. Schomer gets his first field goal of the ballgame.
Fill in the lane, great bounce pass by Oliver Jensen. And Conklin, he disturbed that first shot, but give credit to Schomer staying right with it on the putback.
Schaefer inside, off the window, rolls it in.
Give and go, get it to the wing, dive hard. Got the look, the right-handed lean in on the left side.
Got a text at halftime here tonight. Grayson was a heck of a swimmer, but nobody knows that he was a baseball player and a really good receiver as well.
Oh, I believe it. We can see how good of an athlete he is.
Even skates a little bit in his free time, says Scott Lauser.
Nice.
Minot High Hockey probably would like that physical presence as Conklin goes in and lays in two more.
Just power, gets it inside, uses that pivot foot, goes all the way around the block, drop stepped inside.
Conklin had 7 in the first half. He's already got 6 here in the second half. Minot back within 7.
He's keeping him in it.
Schaefer into the paint. Schaefer, little spin move, razzle dazzle, no good. Tried for the lay-in.
That was a force. Eric Winchesky just blanketed him in coverage.
Shell works inside, drops it off. Fisher Johnson wide open for the lay-in.
I mean, it's you got to be schooled that way, right? When you are overplayed, the first thing you do is you go back door. That's the third time Minot has scored on that backdoor play, and the Patriots trying to play aggressive defense, but it's got them in trouble a couple times.
13:45 ticking down second half. Century ranked 4 in the state, Minot ranked number 1. Update from the Class B world. Number 1, Bowman County's got a 2-point lead at the half over Glenelg and Hebron. And Schaefer nets a triple.
Going to your left and pulling up on a quick jump shot off a pick and your right hand, that's a hard looking shot.
Yeah, that's inside.
Now go ahead. That time Conklin got caught on it. Is good job by Schomer getting in play, getting in front of him. Is that you're going to show this on the replay? Yeah, thanks, Nick. You got her down. You got her figured out. As they get it to him, and he just sticks his head down. And this time, Schomer tried to hold his ground, and the official said a little bit too much shoulder that time.
Conklin charged with number 2 in the ball game.
All right, the power on display, though. I mean, that's that physicality we talked about in the pregame.
Schaefer over 3. That's off the side of the rim for Kinnebrew. Fast break for Minot High. Winchesky on the fast break. He's fouled on the play.
Schaefer just giving himself up before the shot went up, saying, all right, I'll get a foul. I'll earn that one.
First of the game on Schaefer.
Just one team foul this first 5 minutes of the second half.
All-time leading scorer at Century, Schaefer. There's Shell inside, little spin move, and Shell puts it off the glass and in.
I mean, he was defended well by Schaefer, but it just shows how good Shell and Winchesky and Conklin and Schaefer, they really work in the post play in the block for everybody, not just the posts.
Physical first half, there's no question about that. Physical here in the second half as well, but I'm feeling that it might open up just a little bit here in the second halch, Chuck.
Yeah, this is, I would agree. Officials letting most things go, which I like it, but there's the post play that they've been added to the repertoire of Isaiah Schaefer. He knows that, hey, they're not just going to give me open looks in 3. I need to do some more to my game, and he's really worked hard at his post game, and he showed right there. It got in the block, they ISO'd him, and a super quick spin move to the baseline. He won't miss too many of these as Isaiah Schaefer. I believe he's a leading free throw shooter at 93.2% in the West region.
How do you like that number? That's one to be proud of right there, my friends.
Yeah, his brother. I think he has a record for Bismarck High back in the day. It was 97%. One season, and heck, his other brother Ian, he's a career assist leader for the Demons, so he's got a family that knows how to play.
Nelson with the triple.
Nelson, Braden, 7th triple, left him open, and he said, "No, hey, that was a good square up and nice spin right there for Braden Nelson."
Minot cuts it to 5 here with just about 6 minutes complete to the second half. Inside, taking away Bedell. He's got it, goes off to Conklin. And Conklin spins it to Shell, and Shell brings it up with a ginger pace across the half-court line. Back over to Bedell. Surveys here, 18 on the shot clock. Conklin from the elbow, jump shot. Conklin rolled, no good. Bedell underneath, rebound, crash, bang, score, and the and one coming here for Landon Bedell.
Well, you're seeing this physicality, especially in this group right here. You got Conklin, big and physical. Nelson at 6'6" and a wide body, and Landon Bedell as well. He's 6'6". Not a bad kid, played football. He had a decent year, I think, on the football side, too. So you got three guys with big, beefy bodies, and their physicality showing this second half.
Can't get that one to fall on the Serve Pro free throw shot. Minot back within 3 here in this ball game. On the drive to the left, Kemple. Double teamed inside, then creates space, puts it up and scores.
You know, isn't it funny watching that sometimes? A guy gets double teamed and all he has to do is pivot sometimes to get the defense to leave, and they don't realize that you left him a wide open layup. Just crafty by Kemple.
Here's Winchesky, speaking of crafty, just couldn't get it to roll in. This ball game brought to you by Roger Ward Moving and Storage, proudly serving the region since 1942. It's Roger Ward Moving and Storage. Little jump shot there from Jenner Smoody. He was covered, and Minot High gets the ball back. Here's Winchesky down to the baseline, around the horn. Nelson thought about the three. Now from the corner pocket, swoosh!
Carson Deaver, holy cow! Off the bench. What the heck? We didn't know he was in.
2-point ball game as Carson Deaver wakes up from downtown.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Darren Johnson, Cody Olson, and Scott Wilkins, your agents with answers in Mandan.
Darren mattered against Dean Winchesky here in this shootout. Talk about two legendary coaches inside of North Dakota.
Both guys standing up, arms crossed, the intensity just exuding from them.
Inside, Bedell's got it after the takeaway from Schaefer. Well, those two gentlemen, similar styles, I think you could say. Here's Schaefer, deep three. Oh my goodness, Schaefer from downtown.
Minot takes the first lead of the game right there. No, they were up 4-2. I mean, they were down 10 right out of the gate in the second half, 33-23, and it's that inside power presence that have really made the difference.
Schaefer can shoot the three. That's his 20th three-pointer of the year for the Magi. Oh, Braden Nelson inside, slams the door.
They tried to ISO Kemple inside, or Kemple, excuse me, Drew Kemple inside, and Braden Nelson said, not tonight, my friend.
Well, you get a good look at Dean Winchesky here. He's got the suit on tonight.
Where's the towel?
It's underneath the right arm, I think.
Okay, I'll trust you.
It's maroon, or it's black. He's kind of hiding it, I believe.
That's right. I haven't seen the black one before. I've seen maroon. I've seen the gold. Expanding the towel repertoire.
Can you imagine what the blood pressure is of both those gentlemen? My goodness. The Fitbit on the arm is just going nuts for a 1-versus-4 matchup. Minot by one, 46-45. Spears inside. He came out of the gate like a Brahma Bowl here tonight. Spears with 9 points in that first half. The young man that averages 4.2. Minot's going to call a timeout. 9:18 to play in regulation. Minot leads 46-45 on the BNC National Bank scoreboard.
Banking is some of the most important things in your life, and banking at the right bank is very important. We're really proud of our bank because we have great people, and our people are what make our bank go. We always want to treat our customers right and do the best job we can for them, and try to do things to help make our communities better.
Darren battered. Century Patriots down by 1. Well, tournament coverage right around the corner on the PSP Network. We hope you join us for all of it. We're excited to bring it to you, including the WDA tournament, live from the Event Center in Bismarck.
This has been just the battle we talked about, right? We knew this one coming. These guys, there is no give up. There's just toughness in both these two teams.
Conklin goes inside. Conklin blocked by Spears on the play, and Century's got the basketball.
Looked like some body from here, but Coach Winchesky's not saying anything, so he must agree with it.
Down to the block, turnaround. Oh, that's not an easy play there for Drew Kemple as he drops it home.
Well, it's different going against Braden Nelson at 6'6", as opposed to Fisher Johnson at 5'11" in the post-up. Century needed that bucket. That was big by Kemple.
Around the horn it comes for the Magi. Shell back to Schaefer. Goes over to Bedell. Up top, Fisher Johnson. On the drive to his left side. Trying to go back to Schaefer. Look out. Kemple comes down. Kemple lays it up and scores.
Boy, he's so quick. What a great athlete. Strong. Great anticipation right there. And he showed the speed. Two man-and guys trying to catch him. He had the basketball, and they could not.
Century back up by 3 at 49-46. Schaefer. Over to Conklin from downtown. Swoosh!
Mr. Clairmont, I can go outside as well. Great rotation by Conklin. He's playing a solid game. 16 points to lead all scorers today.
6-3 of the season for Logan Conklin. Counter on the other end was off the mark there from Kemple. We're tied at 49, folks. Buckle up tight. This one far from over with 7:42 left in regulation. Bedell outside the arc. Back over to Schaefer. He had a big slam time in the first half. Conklin into the paint. Creates some space. Shot was up, no good. Who's it going to go off of? They're going to say Century touched it last.
Hey, great no call by the official. In great position. Conklin went at Kinnebrew, tried to draw the flop. I think if that would have been NBA, he might have got fined, or he might have got a technical, because it was just a tremendous no call by the official right there. Great position.
Underneath for Schaefer. Puts it up off the window and scores.
Set play on the out-of-bounds play. Backdoor cut. Got it to Schaefer. Gave a little hesitation move. Got Schomer up in the air and drew the N1.
Oliver Jansen in for Century.
Going to be the third personal on Schomer.
11 for Schaefer in the ball game. That's Grayson Schaefer from Minot High, the 6'5" junior forward. Old-fashioned three-point play, and the opportunity on its way from the Servpro free throw line. Schaefer shooting nearly 60% from the stripe on the season. Gets that one to drop in.
Yeah, we talked about the big 16 for Conklin, 12 for Grayson Schaefer. You know, they're just kind of wearing right now on the Patriots.
Anything Minot can do to put the foot down to the floor on the foot feed here?
Well, just keep doing what they're doing, right? They're playing great pressure defense and then getting the ball inside and using that size advantage they have.
Foul was charged inside on Peyton Shell. Number 1 on Shell.
Just 3 team fouls for both these two teams. Again, great, just, you know, textbook defense.
Shell had 5 3-pointers against Jamestown earlier on this year. 19 is his high on the season. Worked outside. Comes back away now here to Jensen. Schaefer touched it, went out of bounds over by the Century student section of the Minot High faithful are alive.
You know, this is the difference. This half, the Patriots have 6 turnovers compared to just 1 for Minot. So we talked in the first half, kind of that difference of +5 in turnovers and the points off turnovers that the Patriots were getting. Well, Minot is changing the tune right now this second half.
I misspoke. Shell had 26 against St. Mary's. Want to get that right for him. It's a big night, 26.
Yeah, it is.
Nisley's charged with the foul.
You know, hey, it isn't a bad foul because they don't call foul. They got a wide open layup underneath.
Timeout on the floor. We're going to keep it here inside the Century Gymnasium. Looking at what is left for the Century Patriots, Chuck. You want to talk about a gauntlet? This is what comes up next for the Pats. Legacy on the 9th. They go to Fergus Falls on the 10th. St. Mary's on the 16th. Well, I've got a misprint on that schedule. I apologize.
No, that's right.
St. Mary's on the 13th.
13th, yep.
And then Minot on the 16th. Bismarck High on the 20th. So you've got Minot and Bismarck High left on the season. And oh, by the way, don't forget about Parker Falcon and the Legacy Sabres coming up.
Legacy, they're going to battle you. There's no doubt about that. They got some good players on that team, and Jason Horner's a great coach.
Minot High, and they've got Jamestown tomorrow. This is a makeup game tonight. They've got the Blue Jays at home tomorrow night. Owen Patterson, Bryce Gutnick have the call. I'll be at Minot High Williston High School Hockey Senior Night for the Magi hockey team. On the 13th, they're at Mandan. 16th, they're at home against Century. And then they've got Legacy as well. So it's not an easy schedule for Minot High by any means, with Mandan, Century, Legacy, and Jamestown all coming up. Nice feed inside, and Logan Conklin adds another pair to his resume.
I mean, that's just 4 out on the out-of-bounds play, and Conklin just showing his quickness as he blows right by Schomer for the layup. 18 for Conklin.
If you're just joining us here tonight, Minot High girls took down Century in the first game of the night. Minot High won that basketball game 86-58. Lily Bell had 25 points in the first half.
Oh, yeah. Big game for her, huh?
My goodness.
Set the tone for that game in the first half.
Finished with 35, I believe it was.
She did. 20 for Maggie Fricke. It's not bad. 55 points again for those two. I mean, they're so good, Nick.
Can they be touched? They have to have an off night.
They do. You got to play well. Century played really well in the first half, and they were still down 6.
Schaefer up top. Off to Eric Winchesky. 5 on the shot clock. Winchesky, like Jordan, jump shot. Oh, that was pure for Eric Winchesky.
1-on-1 against Oliver Jensen, and hey, he had great defense. He was all over him, but the quick pull-up inside that right elbow by Winchesky.
The all-region player averages 14.8 per game. He's sitting at 4 right now for the Magi. It's been a quiet night for Eric Winchesky.
Well, the bigger thing is he's played just great defense. That's where he stepped it up, and that's where he does, he does what he needs to do. It's the high pick. I mean, it's basically a post. The guy, you inbounds it to the right guy, the guy in the right wing, and you just go off a pick. Century not playing great defense.
Peyton Shell for the Magi got the last bucket. Then a jump basketball is called.
And this is where Coach Winchesky, he runs different offenses. He does different things. He kind of gets you falling asleep, and all of a sudden you run a little simple play that you've probably seen 100 times, but it hasn't been even tried. And key possessions that he runs those plays. And 9-0 run here. Actually, more on 12-0 run here by the Magicians.
Inside for Shell again. Oh, they work it to perfection, and Peyton Shell's got another bucket for the Magi. Look at that. The Magi are fired up, and for good reason, Chuck. They are cruising right now. Keep in mind, at the half tonight, Century had a 30-23 lead. Been a steady dose.
Just ran it to the opposite side. They ran the play on the right elbow, switched and ran it to the left elbow. 2 backdoor layups.
60-49, the Magi are on top.
Visa is more than just a card. It's the freedom to go. It's a gateway to explore and do more of what you love. Imagine where the Shields Visa can take you. So join us in discovering endless possibilities. Shields Visa. Together, we've got this.
$60-49, Century on top. Well, this is about the time of the night that you look for Isaiah Schaefer to maybe start coming alive here. Century leading point getter, number 5 in the conference. How about that? Nitzley will take a three-pointer.
Fourth three for Garrett Nitzley, and they needed that badly. Inside out, Kemple drew the defense, dished it out.
According to my count tonight, Nitzley's got 4 three-pointers. That's been his entire score line here tonight.
A little hand check foul at the half-court mark by Isaiah Schaefer, so just 5 team fouls. So they're going to want to, they got an opportunity to be aggressive.
You and I had the call the WDA championship game a year ago where Century took down the Magi for a WDA crowd. That one in the bucket for Drew Kemple, and Kemple's got 6 here in the second half, and he's fouled.
Yeah, and 1. Actually, 8 in the second half, 10 for the game, as he's had a couple picks. That one on second opportunity for a coast-to-coast. Just the strength in Drew Kemple on that putback, or that, that coast-to-coast layup.
Makes good on the old-fashioned three-point play.
That was a big play. I mean, Minot had all the momentum. Now a 6-0 run after the timeout by the Patriots.
5-point lead for the Magi. Under 4 to play here in regulation. Minot High trying to hang on to that number 1 ranking inside of North Dakota, trying to improve to 11-1 inside the conference. They go into Bedell, and Bedell's fouled inside.
I mean, just watch this offense that Minot runs. Everybody is in position, whether it's, hey, they 3-4 passes. Now we get Bedell on the weak side block. I mean, it's just impressive to watch how well this Minot team is just gelled together after the major changes from last year.
Bedell from the stripe only shoots 25%. Hasn't been there a bunch.
Missed the only opportunity for him in the second half. He had an and 1 opportunity. Well,
Second
stroke
one
looks good, though. I mean, the motion, everything else looks good. The rotation.
Minot back up by 6. 3.5 to tick down in the ball game.
Double high pick coming.
Schaefer on corks. He was robbed. It was in, then out. Schaefer scrumming for the basketball. Kennebrew went after it.
I mean, it appears, by the way, Gibby Kennebrew dove for it, that it should have been Minot's ball, but the officials were both right there, and Coach Winchesky's got the arms of Jesus, kind of what happened. The arms kind of, and I kind of agree. Like I didn't see it, but I would have given the ball to Minot.
Well, the giveaway was Kennebrew sliding, like you had mentioned,
diving for it, right? Trying to save it.
Century will take it. Shot clock down to 13. Isaiah Schaefer, step back for 3, front of the rim. Back it comes down to Kennebrew, and he's fouled inside. Landon Bedell.
Hey, nice help by Bedell, though. Gibby Kennebrew got by his first guy, and Bedell did just what he was supposed to do. He came across from the weak side, thought that Kennebrew was going to pull up with a shot, and Kennebrew gave him a nice hesitation move. 3rd foul now on Bedell. So 5 team fouls for Minot.
Shell went after the basketball as Drew Kemple went up for it. They're going to say Kemple touched it last.
Shell blocked it again. I mean, isn't it uncanny? What's Inspector Gadget? What's the guy with the long arms?
That's it.
Unbelievable.
The wingspan on Shell, something special.
It is. His anticipation and his understanding of where to be too, really, really good.
Minot by 6 with 2:35 ticking down. Look at Winchesky on the lay-in.
Another backdoor cut. 5 guys out. Get overplayed. You go hard to the basket, and you're the only one in underneath the foul line. Winchesky, was that Winchesky?
Winchesky.
Thank you.
Kennebrew. 3-pointer.
Gibby Kennebrew steps back and hits the long. Did he just give him 2 on that? Thought it was 56.
Forgive me.
I don't know. I thought it was. I had 63, 56. So I don't know if they gave him 2 or not.
Here's Conklin up top with it. Conklin goes off to Schaefer. Shot clock's at 9. Minot with Conklin inside, tried to lay it up. Conklin ends up on the ground.
Boy, they let a lot go there. Conklin got absolutely hammered on the inside.
Foul was charged on Winchesky here for the Magi.
Well, after the no call, Century got the basketball and was going the other way. And Winchesky, probably a smart foul because Century absolutely had numbers with Conklin on the ground.
Well, I told you to buckle up to start the second half. You might want to cinch it tight now. 1:38 left here in regulation. Battle on the glass, won by Kennebrew. Oh, Nisley from the corner, denied by Peyton Shell.
6 blocks for Peyton Shell. 12 on the season coming into this. Uncanny. How about a ball fake?
Shell slams the door. That's a candidate for your move of the game. Brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Absolutely.
Free ball comes away to Winchesky. Gets it off to Shell. Full court pressure is on here for the Patriots.
They got to get on him. They got to foul him, right?
Time wears thin. They do just that as Schaefer takes the foul.
Well, I don't know if that was a hack of Conklin because they tried to foul him right away.
Conklin at the line.
We've got 3 moves here tonight that are in the chamber for our move of the game, Chuck.
All right. There's been some good ones.
Slam time. How about that move earlier on here tonight from Spears? Minot gets the rebound after the Conklin miss.
Boy, got to box out. What a great job getting that offensive rebound on the missed free throw.
Bedell's got it. 19 on the shot clock. Now Winchesky up top.
You don't want to foul him.
Winchesky pulls it out even further. Off to Bedell. Inside, they try to go to Conklin. Loose basketball. Kennebrews away with it. Kennebrews going to bring it up here, and we go down to Kemple. Kemple into the lane. Lays it up. Ball bounced. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Good job of Kemple recognizing, hey, we got to go. Gets that rebound. He pushes it hard right at Minot. Got inside. Badly wanted that and one. 4th foul on Landon Bedell.
Kemple at the strike. Drops it home.
Johnson and Nelson in for Minot.
Really good second half for Drew Kemple on both ends of the floor.
Well, it'd be fair to say this is a giant free throw here for Kemple.
It is, and you don't have to foul on the other side either. Because you're down 1 possession, and clearly Minot has to shoot.
3-point lead for the #1 team in the state, the Magi. Ball comes away. This is Nelson, got it off to Schaefer. Schaefer pulls it back out. Schaefer works it off now to Johnson. Now they foul Fisher Johnson.
I don't understand that. They're trying to extend the game apparently because they didn't need to foul. Fisher Johnson shooting 63%. Minot is not a great free throw shooting team. Minot is just 61.6 in the season, which is 8th in the West region.
.7 seconds left in the ball game.
Look, they got Oliver Jensen, 6'1" down low, boxing out Conklin. Watch that matchup.
Some confusion on the court here. You've got Nisley that came over. Nisley fouling out of the ball game.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice that.
So now they're going to bring Spears back in.
And I think a big reason is to box out Conklin. Okay, they can't ill afford to have another, if he misses, which, hey, 63% free throw shooter. money right there.
Big time money right there as Fisher Johnson drops it in. 2 for 2 in the ball game for him from the Serve Pro stripe.
Shooting 63% in the year. It's about 2 out of 3 every time.
Conklin towers up. Conklin's got the rebound, and Conklin tried to get it off there to Schaefer. Then Conklin went hard over into the seats on the far side.
It's just what they tried not to do, but it was a long rebound off the back iron, and Conklin and his springboards went up in the air to rip that one down, and then he got fouled immediately. Logan has played a tremendous game today, Nick.
Talk about a warrior, my friend.
He is a beast. There's no doubt.
7 in the first half total for Conklin. 1 for 1. His only trip to the line here tonight. Make it 2 for 2. And Conklin comes up huge for the Magi, giving the lead an extra cushion to 5.
Yeah, 1 for 2 in the first half, and now he made his first one. So just good rotation there by the senior leader.
Won it by 6 with 30 seconds left in regulation. Kemple with it, back to his left side. Kemple to Spears. Puts it up, Spears drops it in. Then Conklin's going to be fouled on the play.
Now he gets 2 shots. So that's, you're extending the game. Spears a quick 2, and they're hoping Conklin obviously misses.
Minot with 2 timeouts remaining. Century's got 1. Conklin back at the Serve Pro stripe.
Oh.
Well,
that is pure right there.
Player of the game nominee without question tonight when you're Logan Conklin, and coming up clutch at the Serve Pro stripe the way he has tonight. Hasn't missed from the line here in the ballgame. 15 seconds to play. Schaefer's got it here. Schaefer pulls up a big 3, no good. Bedell down with the rebound. Winchesky's out with it. 7 seconds, now 6. The Magi have it, and Minot is going to improve to 16-1 on the season. They get the victory at Century tonight, 68-62. Wow, what a ball game that was. What a night of hoops it was here at Bismarck Century. Clean sweep for the Magi. Planning Team Financial Shots Crossroads postgame show comes up next. Join us right after the break. Chuck will be on the floor with our player of the game, and Dean Winchesky, the head coach of the Magi.
You're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession. Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of Finra and Civic. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisor.
Well, Minot High gets the victory tonight. That score on your screen is incorrect. We do apologize. Magi win 68-62. Let's go down to Chuck Clairmont. He's got Dean Winchesky down on the floor.
Oh, thanks, Nick. We've been ready for a long time down here.
Unbelievable.
What a win, Coach. You're down 10 to start that second half. After that first 3, your team just would not quit. They are a battling team. You got to love coaching these kids.
No, they are. They fought, and they tried to take Eric away. And the thing I'm happiest with him about, he set a ton of good screens and got people layups. And that's the unselfishness we have to show. And when he had chances, he made plays. Logan was tremendous the second half tonight. I thought Landon was unbelievable on the boards. Peyton was smart with the ball. It's a total team effort, and that's the way we have to play. We have to be a team. We don't have a guy like Isaiah that can go get 30. We have a bunch of guys that can make baskets and make plays when we play together.
I love the changes you guys have offensively. Came out with the 2 identical plays on opposite blocks where you get layups. I mean, changing things up. You really made Century work for everything defensively, and those backdoor cuts were amazing today.
Yeah, we did a good job. Like I said, the second half. Yeah. They got to sped up the first half. That's a very good basketball team. So for us to be able to come back and bounce after being down is a testament to our toughness. And then we made plays down the stretch. And again, kids make plays. We get too much credit. Probably not enough blame when things don't go well. But, now we got to get ready for tomorrow. It doesn't get any easier.
No, and I thought that was a testament to your toughness, because to me, one of the keys for you guys was I thought you had the strength, and you used it from everybody, from Logan to Grayson to Bedell to Nelson inside. You really use that muscle.
Absolutely, and like I said, they all fight, they all battle, they don't want to make mistakes, they do everything they can, and of course here's me pointing out every one so that we get better, but the reality is our kids have kind of adopted that attitude that we're going to play together and we're going to fight together, and we've been fortunate that way.
You know, last guy you got to comment on is Shell, the defensive effort. I mean, he had 6 blocks tonight, Coach.
Absolutely. Peyton's long. He's a problem for people because of that. I thought defensively, Eric did a good job on Schaefer, caused some problems. You know, I thought we did a good job as a whole defensively. Yeah. And, you know, a team like that, giving them 62 isn't terrible. You know, obviously there's things we got to fix, but, you know, we'll worry about that tomorrow.
And then making free throws down the stretch.
Oh, absolutely. Logan, how big is that? Kid shooting about 9% on the year on free throws. Finally made a couple. He's over there laughing at me. No, but he's stepped up, and that's what seniors do, and that's what your captains need to do.
Big win, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Logan, you know, we talked about you, and, you know, a tremendous athlete, and I would tell you, you kind of remind me just from me in the basketball sense that you're a grinder, right? You play hard. You guys had that physical presence inside. You took advantage of that. Talk about it tonight in terms of your mindset against this team.
I think for us, it was just like Coach telling us all week, like, we got to be physical. Their guys might not be as big as last year, but they're going to fight in there. They rebound hard. So it's like just boxing out and being physical down there, getting rebounds. If you do get it down there, be strong with it. Can't let them fight, push around.
And they gave you the threes early, and you weren't taking them, but you were smartly going at the basket. Then you hit a 3 late in the game, so, I mean, you really were extending your game.
Yeah, for me, it's just like, yeah, I don't get it going right away all the time, but if I do need to, I can get the mid-range, or if I can't, I need to get my teammates involved too. So, like, for me, my teammates back cutting, I look for them, or, like, just looking for the open shooter.
You know, that's one thing you guys did so well. You had back cuts. You just obviously schooled so well. You had time and time again. I think you had at least 3 or 4 backdoor cuts and then a couple big plays down. You just talk to me about your just consistency on offense, knowing what you guys needed to do.
I think for us, it's just coach preaching it in practice. Like, we talk about it every day. We need to be ready for that. If they're going to double, like they double me or Eric, we need to get other people open, and that's what we've been doing.
It's a big win. They beat you 3 times last year. I don't know if that was in the back of your mind a little bit, that they had a little bit of a run going against you, 1 versus 4. It's got to give you guys confidence going against teams like that.
Yeah, for sure. They beat us last year a couple times, but we came back this year and ready to fight.
All right, great game. Congratulations.
Thank you very
much. All right,
much.
back to you, Nick.
Job well done down there, my friend. Chuck Clairmont, Dean Winchesky, and Logan Conklin. After the Magi get a victory over the Century Patriots. #1 team in the state of North Dakota coming up. Showing why here tonight wasn't an easy one by any means against #4 Century here on Century's home floor. More of our Planning Team Financial and Shots Crossroads postgame show to come. We'll have the full highlights, stat recap. We'll have our MVP of the game. You just heard from Logan Conklin. We'll also have our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Clean sweep on the night for the Magi. The boys get it done by 6 over the Century Patriots here in Bismarck.
This presentation on the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FinRun SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shots Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shots Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shots Crossroads.
Certain games you just look forward to a little bit more. This was one of those games tonight that we had on our radar, and it did not disappoint the boys or the girls. It was a fun one across the board as the Magi get the sweep over the Century Patriots and boys and girls hoops. Welcome into our Planning Team Financial Shots Crossroads postgame. Planning Team Financial, whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team can help you every step of the way. At Shots Crossroads, home of the famous number 99, where team buses are always welcome. I like the banana cream pie there. I'm telling you, it's good stuff at Shots Crossroads. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont will bring you inside the broadcast booth here at Century's Gymnasium. You know, partner, there's certain games that, like I said, you look forward to, and then sometimes they can be duds. This one really wasn't tonight, though, was it, in the boys' matchup?
No, absolutely not the boys, and you didn't know what to expect after the girls, as Minot just was dominant in that matchup. But this was back and forth. This was two heavyweights going back and forth at each other, and the power of Minot and the defensive effort for Minot really gave way. And that's a good Minot team. That's a you know, Century was not playing well. They beat Mandan and kind of maybe turned some things around, but they had almost lost to Wilston, didn't play good against Dickinson. And so Century's got some things to work on for sure, but Minot exploited a couple things. And I like what Coach said. He said, hey, everybody came out. We have guys that know their roles, whether it's, you know, Peyton Shell playing great defense, Eric Winchesky, a kid who, hey, he's averaging 15 a game. Did you see one time that he was frustrated? They only played ahead 8 points. I didn't one time see him go, hey, it's my turn. Not at all, and that just, to me, is a testament to that kid and how much of a grinder he is. I think I think he has the grinder belt, or what do you call that?
Yeah, the grinder belt.
The grinder belt. I thought he had it after this game, and you know, just shows how hard he played. Schaefer just gave up 14 points. He was playing him the entire game, and that says a lot when you hold Schaefer down. He's averaging 20 points a game, and he earned all 14 of his. And so, impressive game all around for a number of kids tonight. And Coach, he probably named most of them. You know, as he was going down the line talking about how well Lennon Bedell played in terms of his physical presence inside, and Nelson off the bench, and of course Schaefer. His athletic ability is scary, huh?
It really is.
Yes.
What a ball game.
Yeah.
Block party across the board in that first half.
What do you think they had?
15?
That's not exaggerating. You're probably right on.
Close to, at least.
Well, Shell had 6.
6 on his own,
Winchesky had 3 or 4.
Conklin was in there on a couple. Bedell was in there on a couple.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it was
good win.
It was a big one. What does that mean for the standings inside of the WDA? Well, when we look at them, those standings look like this. Minot improves to a record of 16-1 overall. They're now 11-1 on the year. Century falls to 9-3 in the conference. They still have a cushion over Dickinson, Legacy, and Mandan. However, Bismarck's still the team to beat, to my mind, and the Bismarck Demons are still on the schedule for the Century Patriots coming up. We talked about it earlier on here tonight. Minot, Bismarck, Century were the favorites heading into the WDA tournament. That doesn't change your mind, what we saw here tonight. More, though, probably solidifies your thoughts.
They're just both very good. You're absolutely right, Nick, and I would agree that you know, Bismarck High is playing probably better than anybody right now in terms of how they're playing and how they're playing as a team and how they're defending. And, you know, again, adjustments that they made as a coach defensively and what they had to play better half-court defense. So there's just a lot of good teams in this West region. And, Minot showed tonight that, hey, we're number one for a reason, okay? I mean, we got guys, we got inside, we got outside, we got people who play their roles. And we got good leaders, Logan and Eric you showed tonight, and including Grayson Schaefer, two really good leaders in that team that kind of kept their team when they're down 10. And it takes leaders like that to bring your team back against a good team like Century when they're playing as well as they were up through the beginning, the first half plus of the game.
Time to take a look at tonight's highlights. And what we do, we'll get our number recap from Mr. Chuck Clairmont after tonight's ball game.
All right, sounds good. Thanks. For the Patriots, they had 4 guys in double figures. Isaiah Schaefer had 14, 2 threes, 3 twos, and a couple free throws for him. 13 for Drew Kemple, 11 in the second half, as he really came on strong that second half. Garrett Nisley had 12 points before he fouled out. He had 4 threes. A.J. Spears had 11, 9 of those in the first, probably 8 or 9 minutes, and it was really quiet the second half. Gibby Kinnebrew had 6, 3 for Oliver Jensen, and then Cale Schomer had 3 points for the total of 62 for the Patriots. They had 6 for 7 from the free throw line, and they made 10 threes tonight for their total of 62. For the Minot Magicians, 68 points were broken down into 8 different scores. Logan Conklin, what a game he had, 22. 7 in the first half, and then he was solid down the stretch. You love how Coach Winchesky gave him a little bit of crap, saying he was shooting about 7%, but he made 4 big free throws when it mattered down that back stretch and finished with 22 big points. 12 for Grayson Schaefer in a solid effort. 8 for Eric Winchesky, which doesn't even begin to say the game he had defensively. Peyton Shell, 7, but 6 blocks. Fisher Johnson even had 6 points. Carson Deaver comes off the bench and hits a huge 3. How about that? And then Landon Bedell had 5 points and a number of big rebounds, and then Braden Nelson also had 3 for their total of 68. They were 9 of 12 from the charity stripe. They had 5 threes for their total of 68 points. They were down 30-23 at half was Minot. Century hits the first 3 of the second half. They're up 10. That was the high water mark. The Patriots, Minot came roaring back, tied it at 49. Then they went up 60-49 on a 14-0 run. That was the difference of the game right there, and Century could not overcome that as they closed the gap to 5 points at 63-58, but Minot finished it out with some big free throws as they win by 6, 68-62.
Those numbers presented by Ryan Family Dealerships locations in Minot and Williston. Thank you, Chuck, for doing that for us. 10 3-pointers tonight for Century. That's the number that hops off the paper for me, but Minot from the charity stripe, and the X's and O's for the Magi really were impressive tonight. Yeah,
that's a great statement, Nick, as I thought that just showed the brilliance of Dean Winchesky, switching up defenses, the offensive stuff, spreading the floor, getting post-ups inside by Conklin, by different guys. And, I mean, they had a lot of good buckets down the stretch when they needed to. And to me, that was one of the differences that he said, hey, we can draw stuff up and we get maybe too much credit for when we play well. But to me, that was a big thing tonight by Coach Winchesky. He coached a heck of a game tonight and surely helped lead this Minot team to victory tonight.
One more break. We'll come back. We'll have our MVP and our move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Magi by 6.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-Store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads Restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Are you moving your business or your home across the town or across the country? We know it can be stressful. To ensure your possessions arrive on time, intact, and on budget, make your move with Jobbers Moving and Storage. Jobbers can help you with every aspect of your move. With our efficient step-by-step approach to move management, we can tailor a plan to suit your needs and schedule. With locations in Bismarck, Fargo, Minot, and Aberdeen, Jobbers Moving and Storage is your choice. Visit jobberswarehouse.com. It's Jobbers Moving and Storage.
Our stylists are trained to understand the nuances of cutting men's hair. Less pomp, more adore, huh, Brittany?
Square face, wavy hair.
Mid-fade with a textured top. Finish it off with a hard part and taper that neckline, coach.
Cowlick, what's the move? It's not just all about hard work here.
Hit all. 7. Pressure. Points. Yeah.
It takes expertise to be a sport clip stylist.
Here?
That's the spot. Right there, huh?
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Number 1 ranked Magi improved to 16-1. Number 4 Century falls to 13-3. Nick Hulberg, Chuck Clairmont. Tail end of our Planning Team Financial and Shots Crossroads post-game show. Planning Team Financial, whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team can help you every step of the way. By the way, we're not done yet. It's kind of a light week for us on the PSP network.
Yeah, it is.
9 games still, which is at least more than one every day. However, they're spread out at the start of the week. Tomorrow, girls basketball and boys basketball. Bismarck and St. Mary's come together at 6 and 7:45. You've got Minot and Jamestown in high school hoops. That's a boys matchup. And Williston and Minot in hockey. Wednesday, we get a little reprieve. Thursday, same thing. Friday, Legacy at Century and girls and boys hoops. That's another big one right here in this gym.
Yeah.
And Saturday, we have off next week, WDA hockey, and the WDA hockey tournament starts. Bismarck, St. Mary's tomorrow, heavy favorite, Bismarck, but St. Mary's playing some better basketball.
I mean, surely on the girls' side, they totally are playing better basketball. I mean, Bismarck, I would say be heavy favorite in the boys, but man, that girls' team, I think that's going to be a battle. That could be a really good one there.
Should be a lot of fun. Coverage starts at 5:30 tomorrow. Our MVP of this broadcast here tonight, brought to you by Sport Clips. Check in with a hairstylist today and get the MVP haircut experience. Nothing compares to it. Be the MVP at Sport Clips locations in Minot and Bismarck. You talked to him here tonight, Chuck. His game was well-rounded. Logan Conklin.
Just dominant. You know, he hits a 3 even. I mean, he just takes the shots that are with him, and then offensive rebound, just his physicality that he shows. I mean, just a really good athlete and played so well tonight. And then showed his senior prowess as he knocks down 4 free throws down the stretch when they needed him. As he finishes with 22 points, he's our Sport Clips MVP of the game. Logan Conklin.
Move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, Jobbers can help you with your moving and storage needs. They've got locations in Minot, Bismarck, Fargo, and Aberdeen. There was plenty to choose from here tonight, so some problems come tournament together for you folks. If you had to take a peek at them right here, or move of the game brought to you by Jobbers Moving and Storage. Here's an early candidate in my mind. That was Spears inside. Look at this little razzle-dazzle here, Chuck, as he lays it up and in with the finger roll early on in the ballgame.
Yeah, this was a good move as, you know, little jab step, behind the back, spin underneath, left-handed spinner off the glass. That was impressive early on, and he was impressive for the Patriots.
That was a definite candidate. Anytime you get a slam a jamma like this, so look at the durable drive coming here from Grayson Schaefer. Whammy, and Schaefer slams it home with some authority. That definitely was in the conversation, but I like this one right here. Kind of summed up the way Minot played defense on the night. Watch Peyton Shell come in with a wingspan and deny Nisley. That was my pick for the move of the game.
Yeah, and I'm with you, because to me, you mentioned it a couple of times, you called it a block party, and it really and truly was. It was that defense by Peyton Shell, that big block there. Obviously, the defense by Winchesky is as good as Eric played, but Peyton Shell and his 6 blocks, that was a big one at the time as his 6th block of the game. He's our Jobbers Moving and Storage. That's our move of the game. The big block on the three-pointer.
Gotta love it. All 3 solid candidates here tonight. Chuck, your closing thoughts as we watch this one more time here this evening. Closing thoughts on this ball game.
My closing thoughts are clothing thoughts? How about closing thoughts? First of all, watching you in your little, you are amazing. You're a magician over here. You're the Wizard of Oz watching you working everything, Nick. If people had only half a clue on everything that you got going on here, it is in the cockpit you got going. It's impressive, man. So that's my thought that people don't get to see. But for me, Minot girls they are scary good. I can't see them losing. It's hard to make that statement now, but they are that good to me. And these two teams, they'll be battling out again. I got a feeling they could definitely see each other again somewhere in the West Region tournament. We'll see again before the end of the season. They're two really good good teams right there.
A lot of fun.
That's a blast.
WDA basketball is always fun when you get ranked teams the way we did tonight. A little lopsided in the first one as Minot High girls got the victory over the Century Patriots. Final score in the girls' showdown tonight, Minot High 86-58. In the nightcap tonight, the boys from Minot High won by 6 at 68-62. Partner, great working with you.
That was awesome, buddy.
Yes, absolutely. For Owen Patterson on the camera tonight and Johnny Haugen, two unsung heroes of the PSP Network. Those guys are fantastic. I'm Nick Hulberg, thanking our sponsors one last time here this evening. Without them, frankly, we wouldn't be here. Big thank you to all those sponsors. And as always, thank you to all the military men and women out there. Without them, we wouldn't be here either. God bless you all, to all the veterans and servicemen and women watching here tonight, wherever you may be. God bless you once again. God bless America. Nick Hulberg signing off from Century High School. Clean sweep for the Magi and the Magents. The boys win 68-62. Join us tomorrow for a full night of coverage inside of WDA Hoops and WDA Hockey. My broadcast partner, Chuck Clairmont. I'm Nick Hulberg. Please have a great night, and God bless.
On the PSP Network is proudly brought to you by PSP Network. It's game day.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FinRun SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
How would you like to turn this into this? With Shaw's Crossroads Fuel to Food Reward Program, you can. Here's how it works. Pick up a fuel tracker card from any of our C-store cashiers. Every time you fill up with gasoline or diesel, use the fuel tracker card to record your gallons. Once you reach 1,000 gallons, you'll be eligible for a $10 gift card to Shaw's Crossroads restaurant. Start earning your rewards today at Shaw's Crossroads.